Coming up in the Victory Stakes at Eagle Farm, we'll get to see Rothfire in action. Of course, a Group 1 winner as a juvenile, broke assess 2021. He had a super trial a couple of weeks back.
Has to be most punters' top selection because he's got...
What? Our tab traders at George Street offered $2.60 just a moment ago for the favourite here, Private Eye. And one tab customer bought in so big, $55,000 on Private Eye at $2.60, sees it shortened now to $2.30. Rothfire, well, it's a move of two. It's a 440 chance. King of Sparta there at 750.
And on, they're racing. Oh, they jumped in a perfect line as starters the line. And there's that Heathcote speed out wide. Prince of Boom and Rothfire cutting a swathe across the field. Holyfield third away. Paul Ailey will balance in fourth. Private Eye fifth in the first call. Then Baller, followed by King of Sparta, Dragon Leap, and A Case for You as last. About 10 off the lead. Prince of Boom in control. 800 metres left to run. Rothfire trails by a length and a half, and Holyfield getting a gun run, one away third. Two away, Paul Ailey, a clear fourth. 2.5 to Private Eye. He's dead set midfield at the halfway mark. He's 6 off the lead. Avdullah is letting him stride up towards the leaders. They're followed by Baller, King of Sparta, A Case for You, and Dragon Leapers last of all. Into the straight of the Victory Stakes. 400 left to run. Prince of Boom leads. Rothfire comes calling all of a sudden. Holyfield under pressure. Paul Ailey to the outside. Private Eye 1-2 with the Shillelagh. He starts to run on. A King of Sparta and right down the outside. A Case for You. Prince of Boom, Rothfire. The Heathcote pair in a duel from Paul Ailey. Private Eye needs to pick up. King of Sparta still running on. Rothfire reached a narrow lead. Grandstand finish here. Rothfire in front. One. Rothfire beat on a King of Sparta, Prince of Boom or Paul Ailey. Just behind them, Private Eye didn't accelerate well enough. A Case for You close up. Then Holyfield followed by Dragon Leap and Baller last over the line.
Oh, what a great race. We built it up, guys, hadn't we? We said it was a terrific field. They all had their chance, and that includes Private Eye. I guess that's the one that's in the gun slightly because it was beaten a length and a half. So Rob Heathcote's the first trainer to have won it on 3 occasions. King of Sparta, terrific. Polelli, good. Some very good runs. Prince of Boom hung on. Richo,
It's career win, and his earnings will go awfully close to $2 million from 22 starts. King of Sparta, terrific. Doesn't he love Queensland? He races so well for Pete and Paul Snowden. So Nash for cash wins on Rothfire. Polelli, well, there's more runs in him. Private Eye, you've got to say, is the one that's most disappointing there. Maybe he was a little inconvenience late, but all just fair.
You can see Brenton not really urging him to the line.
Kovalika, who's incredibly well backed here, guys. The monitor keeps blowing up with bets over $1,000. So $2.50 the price now for Kovalika, which is a little easy. It was $2.30 when prices went up this morning. The fortune teller, well, it was $5 into $4.60 back at $5. Shares the second line of betting with the Vows, who's also a $5 chance. Brosnan has been the firmer here today. Did touch $7.50, is now an $8.50 shot. And the other there in single figures is Way Tack. Pick of the roughies. Well, Lady Delar. Go again.
For the Sky Racing Queensland Guineas, and they're off and racing this time. And that is the fortune teller, not well away, back towards the tail. A roughie, Cocoa Brew Express won the start. Bullakov's got early speed. Rising Pacific goes up 3 wide, and Perfect Thought ridden forward 4 wide in the early stages. Brookhaven also on the way forward. Then No and a Deal, followed by Brosnan. Kovalika, his midfield just being eased by Nash, trying to find a spot. The fortune teller slips up on his inside, and Nipper's Nightcap poked up in the centre. That meant Kovalika was 3 deep. Then Tapple Doodle Doo, Lady Ladar, Magadan, Whitetack back second last side. 900 left to run. Cocoa Brew Express 1 length. Perfect Thought in a good second. Third Rising Pacific. And Bulakov trailing the pace 4th on the rail. 2 to Brookhaven in a clear 5th. 2 to No and a Deal. The gallop looks good a length away. Brosnan. Then the fortune teller and Kovalika racing together. And still Nipper's Nightcap splits them in the centre. Lady Ladar behind that trio. Then Tapple Doodle Doo. Followed by Magadan. Whitetack second last. About to make a move, and the Vows will trail him forward. Onto the turn of the Guineas. 500 left to run. Cocoa Brew Express at huge odds. Straight in front from Perfect Thought coming calling. Then Brookhaven. Bullock to the outside. Here's Brosnan putting in a run. Kovalika starts to wind up at the right time. White Tag and the Vals right down the outside. Perfect Thought drove to the lead. Bullock after it. Brosnan deeper. Brookhaven up on the inside. And here comes Kovalika. Kovalika, the favourite, is launching, but still Perfect Thought in front. They haven't got it as yet. Perfect Thought the leader. Kovalika drove. Kovalika won the Guineas. Beat Perfect Thought. Photo finish third. Bullockov is there with Brookhaven and the Vals out wider. Brosnan, Tabble Doodle Do and Noah Neal behind them. Then White Tag, followed by Cocoa Brew Express, Nippers Nightcap. The Fortune Teller never got into it. And the last trio were Lady Ladar, Magadan and Rising Pacific.
So Nash has won a couple of pretty close ones today, hasn't he? Rothfire and that bloke was a good win. It really was a good win because Perfect Thought gave such a good kick. Gee, the Vowels, I reckon's got third, by the way, guys. That was some run as well. But there's upside here, Rich. I mean, this is a horse that we're going to be talking about, obviously, in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then on into that spring. This is a classy animal.
I think he's a classy animal. He's won 5 of 7. He cost 110,000 at the Karaka yearling sales in New Zealand, and they've been really patient with him. So you go back, and Bruce is talking about the spring, go back in last spring, he was winning a Wyong Maiden on the 5th of November. He'll win some really good races on the way through. He just did enough today. Gee, Nash was nice and patient.
Wasn't an easy watch, was it? Because on the turn, you could tell that he had plenty of horse underneath him, but he just rode impatiently. I think that's the right word.
And
we sadly lost him earlier this week. There's Craig Williams, understandably really feeling this. It's been a tough week for the industry. All of Dean's family also on course at Morfettville today, and there they are looking incredibly emotional. His grandmother, really missing her grandson today, as we all are. It's been an awful week, but wonderful that they could get on.
And Rose of Kingston went on to be Horse of the Year. She was a fantastic filly. She really was. And there's a very big race at Flemington, of course, named after her now. So she started it all, and it sort of flowed on from there. It went from Group 3 to Group 1 within a year. Imprezira wins the race in 1988. She wins the Caulfield Cup at any sort of odds for Nick Collum and Ross McDonald. Mannerism comes along and wins in 91. Of course, she famously beats Vienna Cross the next year in the Caulfield Cup. And then Anamato, of course, wins this, goes to Hollywood, we know all that, but more famously is the mum of Anna Mo.
What's happening at the top of the market, because this is as wider Australasian Oaks as we will find. $5 the field at the moment, and in fact it is Arts who is our $4.80 now outright favourite. Ahead of that second horse there, Affaire à Suivre. I think Bruce was closest with it, so well done to you, Bruce. $6.50 for that horse, Jenny Lala, the stablemate at $8. There's one that's not on the page, in fact, it's support, so expect a big run from that horse from the Chris Wallace stable now into $18.
Grand Syndicate's Australasian Oaks, Affaire à Suivre takes the outside position. Jenny Lala drawn the inside. Field is set. Group 1 racing here at Morfettville is underway. Kiliako bounced well off the inside, as did Jenny La La. Amphina not far away. Starry Ann, Party Princess running on time. Wakamana just eases back. Aruga Mama circling around them. There's a bit of congestion through the first 300 metres, with running on time as they surge into the back, taking a narrow lead from Aruga Mama, who's quickly up to second. In third position now is Proscenium Arch, who's on the inside of Party Princess. Amphina's 3 deep from Jenny Lala, Kiliako, More Reward. Then in the second part of the field is Starry Ann with Wakamana. Affaire à Suivre is caught deep and starting to zoom around them quickly. As time goes by, the Western Australian filly She's Fit's gone back towards the tail in company with a Marty, Moya Lass, and the last one is Arts. She'd be a dozen off the lead at the 1200, and More Reward went on by and took over the lead now. More Reward leads by 2 lengths on running on time. Aruga Mama third. Speed's been solid through the first half. Party Princess is right up on the steel in 4th and 5th position with Amphina, Proscenium Arch, and then Affaire à Suivre deeper out. Wedged in between is Jenny Lala, 6 from the speed. Kiliako was next, and then came Wakamana, followed by, as time goes by, She's Fit back 3rd and 4th last. Starry Ann right off the track. Arts is railing through nearer the inside from Amati, and the last one, Moya Lass. It's More Reward, 600 metres to run in the Australasian Oaks. A narrow leader, and here come the challengers. Party Princess, 4 and 5 wide. Amphina, Affaire à Suivre, then Kiliako and Proscenium Arch has darted up the rail and now taken the lead, Proscenium Arch. But Affaire à Suivre quickly swept up to hit the lead with Party Princess trying to gain in. Then Starry Ann and Jenny Lala. Affaire à Suivre Weaver, a half on Presenia March. Jenny Lala's digging in late. So too Starry Ann, and She's Fit. A Ferris Weaver in front. She's Fit wider out driving. A Ferris Weaver wins the Australasian Oaks ahead to the Western Australian filly She's Fit. Third placing maybe Jenny Lala, Starry Ann, Presenia March. Close up then Moya Lass from Wakamana. Further back at the head of...
It was a bit of a slog up the straight, but what a performance off a very, very wide draw. There were some good runs around her, but she was the bravest at the end. She's Fit, so strong late. Watch for her in the Derby, that is for sure. She nearly did the delicacy there, Richo. Good run, Jenny Lala. You made the point about Mar Eustace. They get to 8 Group 1s. They get themselves into the frame, don't they, Richo?
Oh, they certainly do, and they'll bring Bella Nipotina to have a crack at the Sangster. They'll always have strong hands when it comes to Queensland. Do not rule them out. And, Bruce, let's just spend a moment thinking about Johnny Allen. You'd have all the stats on the top of your tongue, but SA Derby, I think of John Allen straight away, and now we're just going to add in Australasian Oaks in Adelaide.
It's quite remarkable. I mean, he's got this incredible record in Derby.
It was, and the big disappointment was Arts. I mean, she pulled out of the race, so she just did not back up.
We thought she might have taken a rails run or even swooped the rest of the field as she was trailing the back of them, but no, she hasn't. Things haven't gone to plan for her today. Congratulations to the Mar and Eustace team. They travel horses so
For the Group 1 of the day.
Yeah, Richo, if you told me on Monday that Zapateo would be challenging for favouritism, I would have said, have a lie down, son. $8 was bet on Monday afternoon, was $6.50 when markets went back up after final field declaration on Wednesday afternoon, and now a $4 chance. And as you can see on your screen, only 40 cents shy of Bella Nipotina. Damien Oliver's got a great record on Zapateo, placing in the top 2 in 5 of his 6 rides aboard the Godolphin mare. Bella Nipotina, Benny Millam's in the saddle, yet to win in 3 runs on the Mar Eustace champ, $4.20 into $3.60. The big drift has been passive-aggressive, $4.60 out to $7. Marabi's also on the drift for that gap between runs. It's just getting out of fraction out of $14, but did touch 10. What's gambling?
Moves in. Ready for the Furphy Sangster Stakes. Light on, 1200. Fillies and mares all set to run. Gates crash back and they're off. Perfect start. Out wide, September Run began fast. Cerades is powering through, and Cerades is going to lead with Marabi. I'm Loving You. September Run pretty close and handy with Chain of Lightning. Passive Aggressive is now pushing through to be in the first half a dozen with Bella Nipotina, Chain of Lightning, Rockin' Horse right off the track. Literary Magnate, Zapateo. Then getting back in the field is Ruthless Dame towards the back. 4th last, and then a gap to another award from Diamonds and Espiona. They race up to the 600 metres, and Cerades took over and led Marabi. September Run, I'm Loving You, Passive Aggressive, the rail. Bella Nipotina's 4 off them, about to work into the clear wider out with Rockin' Horse, Ruthless Dane. On the inside, Literary Magnate, Espiona, Zapateo, and another award. Cerades gives them something to catch. She powers for the line. She's a couple on Marabi. Then on the outside now, starting to hit top gear, Bella Nipotina, Ruthless Dame also wider out. Ruthless Dame, another award, steaming late. Ruthless Dame in front, another award. It's the 3-year-old filly, Ruthless Dame in the Sangster. Ruthless Dame beat another award. Photo third. Zapateo got going. Chain of Lightning. They overhauled Cerades in company with Bella Nipotina. Then Espiona from September Run. A tiring, passive-aggressive Marabi. Next one in, Diamonds. Rock.
Should have known, shouldn't we, guys? We should have known. Johnny Allen, Mar and Eustace, so they win it for the second consecutive year, and they get to 9 Group 1s. We've never had 3 trainers have double-figure Group 1s in the one season, 11, 11 and 9. And Johnny Allen now has got the full set, Richo and Lizzie. He's got all the Group 1s in South Australia. He's 7th in South Australia for 19. That is spectacular.
And what, 8 years ago? Wouldn't even have been 8 years. His history. He's a great jockey. Another award run second. Gee, Ollie was unlucky. He had nowhere to go on Zapateo.
Yeah, absolutely nowhere to go. And it was just a case of the momentum from Ruthless Dame was up. let's cast our memory back to the Surround Stakes where Ruthless Damon Tyler Schiller thought he got his first Group 1 victory. Sunshine in Paris was to prevail by a nose, but it wasn't to be today. It was a really strong performance from Johnny Allen. He just took the race by the scruff of the neck. He was able to dart through at the right time, and it was all about momentum, and we saw that there was a couple of unlucky horses in behind, but she really deserved that victory.
She certainly did. A Karaka Perch steeplechase just shows how talented he is, Bruce. He can literally do it all, this guy.
He's amazing. I think that might be another awards final race, guys. I'm not 100% sure. So Terry McAuliffe and David Fowler are both our well-known race callers, are both part owners, Leon McDonald and Andrew Lewis. She ran 4th last year, 2nd. Zapateo, terrific trainer, lightning back in form, Bella Nipotina was okay. It lived up to its name. It was a great race, and she's a little star.
Bruce, take it over. There's the big Z.
He is, so $10 million of weights in prize money. He'll get that today. He's an outstanding horse. We know that. He's a multiple Group 1 winner. He made his mark in this race, really for the first time in Australia a couple of years ago. We all love him. He's a on-topper. He'll go to the front, you would think. I think he'll get an easy lead today. I think he'll win. I don't think he's completely over the line. Wetter's had some of his best runs up there, Lizzie. And
Man aboard, who I think is probably riding as good as any jockey in the country.
So they are the runners for the Hollandale Stakes, 1,800 metres, weight for age.
Sure. Last time I looked, about 30 seconds ago, $1.55. We're about to see here as well that there's been a big bit of support. So we're talking 5 times more than the next best backs in the race and about 65 to 70% of the total hold. $1.55 about Zaki. A Tissue at $3.80 is the second best backed runner in the race, but it's a big, big gap.
And they're off and racing now. Zaki was about midfield into stride. Apart from that, there was about 5 or 6 charging out of the gate. Skyman bounced well with Colding. Zayrex right up there, Just Folk off the track. Zaki very wide of that first bend. So after 200 metres or so, it's Zayrex just from on the outside, Colding, and Suzuki's now 4 wide, pressing on. Skyman settles down 4th, and then followed No Compromise, Banker's Choice. Just Folk couldn't get in, has to go back to worse the midfield now. Their new mandate, Huetor, and 2 lengths away, a Tissue, a clear last. Colding the leader. 1,100 metres left to run. A lengthened tail clear. Zaki travelling second now. He had to do a bit of it. And a Tissue 2 lengths away at the tail end of the field and would spot the leader 7 lengths at the 700. Holding the leader. Zaki only a half length away as they head down the side. A length and a half away to Skyman in third. Then followed Zayrek, Just Folk and Banker's Choice trying to squeeze in between runners. No Compromise. Sweater still a long way back with new mandate. And a Tissue still last, but they start to pack up. Holding the leader. McDonald now says go boy on Zaki at the top of the straight. Skyman went back to the rail. Zayrek now presents, then followed new mandate and a Tissue to the outside. Zaki a narrow leader at the 200. He's got a fight on his hands. Zayrek's out after him a half length away. Quetor back to the inside. Zaki's digging in with 100 to go. Zayrek, Quetor on the inside. Zaki's just in front and he's going to do it. He's now a $10 million man. Zaki makes it history in 3 Hollandales. What a champ. He beat Quetor and Zayrex run third. Camera 4th. Banker's Choice or No Compromise. Then a Tissue. Further back to Just Folk and Colding. And towards the tail end, we had Skyman, who was one of the last ones to clock in.
So the 8th horse to get to 10 million, Richo and Lizzie in this country. So the 8th horse, but gets a 3rd Hollandale. Whittle was terrific. Zayrek was very, very good. Lizzie, it's a good win. He had to work a bit. We know that. James didn't panic. He rode him beautifully. It's a good win, a strong win. But it does open up the Doomben Cup for other chances, I think, don't you? He's not going to be $1.40 in the Doomben Cup.
Oh, I think that was as good a win as I've ever seen from him. He had to do a power of work from the gate because they all charged forward and he was sort of left on a limb. And as you mentioned, James didn't even panic. He just waited and sort of came across and eventually came across upside Colding, who was a bit of a surprise to see him leading. But that was a tough performance. I know we saw Quater hitting the line strongly, and probably the 2000 is maybe at the top of his game with the pressure that he had. But if he gets a comfortable lead in a Doomben Cup, I think he's going as good as he's ever gone. And I'm sure that performance will rate exactly that way.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lizzie. That's his 15th career win. They rode an interesting tactical race to try to beat him. It took him forever to get up.
The time, and Danny O'Brien, happy birthday to you. Here's the favourite race of the day, the Andrew Ramsden. To be honest, this is at listed level. You win it, you're in the Melbourne Cup, and it's all about the favourite, White Marlin. He bottomed out when markets opened on Thursday. They opened up Wednesday. It's one to beat, I think.
Improved fitness-wise since I last saw him at Sandown. He's had the run since. He's a couple of handlers, not unusual, bright and alert.
He defeated Surprise Baby, who was 5th. Ocean X would go on and run 11th in 20.
On a big race day, as well as Vow and Declare, 14 into $8.50. That's where the late money is. And also third round, once again, trims up to $35 from that 41 this morning, 35. Alakahan, good to see you push.
Kahan ready, and they're racing. Alakahan broke well. No Speed Celino, True Marvel led it early. With on the inside Timor, and out wider on the course, He's a Shockers looking for a forward position with White Marlin, Vow and Declare, Camorra. Southern France in the blue jackets about 5 wide looking for a spot. And then came Aurora's Symphony. Out wider El Patroness midfield. Tucked away on the rails is Luna Flare. They were followed by Herman Hess, Third Realm, Cadre du Noir, Alakam, Hustler War, Celino is last. So White Marlin, 1,700 metres to go, is going to keep them moving here, and led by 3 lengths, Vow and Declare, 2 lengths to Timor, Camorra 4. A length away, True Marvel, El Patroness. They're 3 lengths, Luna Flare. They were followed one off the fence by He's a Shocker. Cadre du Noir is behind those, beyond centre field from Southern France, Herman Hess. Next to Maid, and then came Alakahan. Well back is Long Arm in company then with Aurora's Symphony. Towards the back, Third Realm, Hustler War, and last Celino would spot the leader about 25, which is White Marlin. 1,200 metres to go, is going to run this solidly throughout, and it's White Marlin leading by 4 lengths, Vow and Declare. 2 lengths to Timor. Then came along the inside True Marvel from Camorra. A length away, El Patroness at the 1,000 metres. 2 further back, He's a Shocker, Luna Flare, probably 12 off the lead at this stage. The 150, 4 lengths, 5 lengths in front, and the mare is going to come away, Luna Flare, and get her spot in Australia's most iconic race, the Cup. Luna Flare won it by 5 lengths, White Marlin. Hustler War third. Photo fourth, El Patroness or Celino, who ran through the line. Then came Alakahan, and behind them, True Marvel. Further back in the field, down the straight, won't complete.
Denied in 2022. Just try and stop Luna Flare from taking her place in the 2023 Lexus Melbourne Cup. She has dominated the Andrew Ramsden with a performance to enjoy. They've run some serious time here as well. 253.66. White Marlin poured it on, and in the end set it up for Luna Flare. Of course, the Bart Cummings winner of last spring wasn't able to take her place in last year's Lexus Melbourne Cup. Graham Begg and his team can set their watches for 178 days' time. What a performance. And Michael D has scooped the pool on the second Saturday in May with both the listed features. It's our time. This fantastic mare for Graham Begg takes out the Andrew Ramsden and punches her ticket to Tuesday, November 7. The 14th mare in the 60 runnings of the Duke of Norfolk, now known as the Andrew Ramsden, to win this race, and win it in style she did. What a performance. Interviews with Graham Begg and Michael D on the racing.com website and social platforms. It's time for the SA Derby.
Let's have a look at the market here. Thomas Farm, South Australian Derby. Promises kept favourite, $4.40. She's Fit, Aberfeldy Boy, $10 heads those in double figures.
On. Gates open, they're racing. Reservoir Dog a little slow. Out deep, Zero powering forward. Promises kept jump nicely. Northern Barrage as well. Not far away, Dunkel, and Gotta Be Savvy's rolling forward. Promises kept backed into favourite. Has the lead at this stage, but Zero scooting over to join. Gotta Be Savvy's going to settle down in third. Captain Pluto running fourth, the inside of Northern Barrage. Then Prince Takia from Dunkel. A length away, Red Sun Sensation, who now drops down onto the rail with 80 grand to its outside. A length and a half then, 2 metres. Its Promises kept out by 2 lengths running from Zero second. 2.5 further back, Gotta Be Savvy third. Captain Pluto. Dunwoody's now taking off from the back. He wants a spot closer to the lead. She's Fit has crept closer as well as they slide down the Bray Street side. Then Northern Barrage, 80 grand. followed then by Prince Takia and then Dunkell, Red Sun Sensation, Bengal Boy. High Approach has been shuffled back towards the tail with Loco, who's ridden patiently. Likewise, Aberfeldy Boy, and the last one is Reservoir Dog. They're working to the side and nearing the 1,000 metres in the Thomas Farm South Australian Derby. And the leader is Promises Kept. Dunwoody's got to second. Here are the runs going early. Out wide, moving up is She's Fit. It's starting to pour the pressure in. Ain't He Grand's also moving. Captain Pluto is just zooming along in behind them, alongside of Swazero, then Bengal Boy, Prince Takia, followed by Gotta Be Savvy. Loco's midfield now. He's improved with Dunkell, Red Sun Sensation. Then came as they race up to the bend, Northern Barrage. Towards the back is High Approach and Reservoir Dog. It's a packing field in the Derby. And Promises Kept still shows the way. 500 metres to run. She's Fit right there, ready to pounce. Bengal Boy in behind them now is Swazero getting into the clear. And then Loco joining in from Dunkell. Promises Kept, dash for home. She's a couple clear with great acceleration. Bengal Boy, Local. Then came Dunkell and She's Kept. Promises Kept going. A couple clear from Bengal Boy. Dunkell's rallying late. Dunkell after Promises Kept. Dunkell reeling in, and the Derby's his to savour. Dunkell won the Derby from Promises Kept. Aberfeldy Boy might have grabbed third from Loco, and then Bengal Boy. Swazero, Reservoir Dog ran on, Red Sun Sensation, High Approach, She's Fit, followed by Northern Barra, E. Grant.
Incredible scenes at Morphettville. Dunkell storms to Derby victory, a maiden Group 1 for Billy Egan. Patrick Payne, he won this race as a jockey.
In the past.
Nil. This is it.
And a first for Billy Egan as well. Tell me a bit about the ownership group.
Well, mainly it's Patrick and Andy Morton who works for, that's the main fantastic trainer. He hasn't run for 2 months. Terrific training job that he's done with him. Just sensational.
What a record he's building. He's now won 6 from 8. He won the Tasmanian Derby as well.
He did, yes. I don't know whether you saw those, but he couldn't win it at the 20-metre mark, and he's burst through. He's just he's an amazing horse. Been an amazing horse the way he's won. Yeah.
What about your connection with Patrick Payne? Can you tell me a bit about that?
We've been coming for the vows and things haven't really changed in the last couple of minutes or so. Stroke of Luck is a firmer, but that's not to say there's a heap of money there with us. Into $3.90, so that is certainly trending down. 5 into that $3.90 mark. So Dazzling $4.60. Bulakov at $12, 23 or more with no firmers amongst them.
Bulakov, he's striding forward boldly towards the lead. Yasuki a bit better than midfield as they went past the winning post the first time. Noticing Extra Revs 3 wide with no cover. Flash Prince the centre and cut on a dime over on the rail. Behind them was Whitetack inside of Tapple Doodle Doo. And so length untethered in third of the Vals. Premier Jockey Ormond has been a great spot. He's fourth, basically 1 out and 1 back. Turning to the back straight. Then came over on the inside Brookhaven. Special sway on its outside. Yasuki was covering Stroke of Luck. Midfield around, just inclined to over Racer Shade, tugging for more rain. Length and a quarter away came Extra Revs, getting in closer. Then cut on a dime, Flash Prince, Tapple Doodle Doo. He's on the way forward, the first mover in the race. The Kiwi Whitetack third last, So Dazzling second last, and Stitzy is down at the end. 900 left to run, new leader, Special Sway. Goes full bore, goes to the half mile, and scooted away. Led by 3 to Hika in second. Bulakov third, untethered in fourth. Then the Vows, Tapple Doodle Doo's got to 6 minutes wide. Stroke of Luck is hunting along the road, just looking for room to move. Then came Yasuki, followed by Brookhaven, cut on a dime. So Dazzling trying to make ground, 4 and 5 wide. Now 6 wide as they approach the turn. Then Extra Revs, well back was Whitetack, Flash Prince, and Stitzy whips them in. By the 400-metre pole, straightening for home, and Special Sway, giving plenty of cheek out of the lead. From the Stroke of Luck now getting about its business, and the Vals is winding up. The big guns are starting to launch their claims. They've got to get Special Sway, though. Special Sway, 100 to go, is in front from the Vals and Stroke of Luck. Can Special Sway hang on? The Vals is trying its heart out, but Special Sway, an inspired ride and a dashing win. Beat home the Vals, Stroke of Luck, and fourth over the line, cut on a dime. Tapple Doodle Doo, Extra Revs. Then came Whitetack, Brookhunter, the shocker, out towards the tail in 22.26.
Well, Chris Waller wins for the 4th time. Help me, Em. Do you know this horse at all? I mean, from Mudda winning a maiden last start. So Kovalika scratch for Chris today. What a daring ride by Tyler Schiller.
It was an unbelievable ride, wasn't it? He just put them to the sword. He wanted to make it a true staying test, and he did just that and couldn't be caught. Really good result for the connections as well. This is a horse by Swayness. Of course, we know the success of Lucky Swayness up in Hong Kong. He's an underrated sire. He's
right here on the screens of 7 Group 1s everywhere, and this is our feature today. $1.5 million up for grabs for the Ladbrokes at Doomben 10,000. It's over 1,200 metres. Wait for it. Said $1.5 million in prize money. If Giga...
So you think Chautauqua Northerly Classique legend if he wins today? That's not bad, is it? So he jumps up behind Zaki and the next one sitting just below the $10 million mark. And just going to compare him, Richo, with Manicato for a moment. So I thought it was a handicap. Manicato had a whacking weight. He gave 10 kilos to the runner-up, 11 kilos to the third horse. He was 3 years of age. But I reckon he's the best 3-year-old ever to win the race by far. And have a look at what he did as a 3-year-old. I mean, Giga Kick lightly raced and has had this remarkable season and won all that money. But have a look at Manicato. From a Coolmore stud all the way through, the futurity was 1,800. One of his defeats was in the Australian Cup when he was odds on over 2,000 metres against Dulcify. He was some horse, and they're not just a good horse at very, very long odds. He ran so well in the Archer at his last start. Here's the champ of the moment, Emily.
Yeah, Giga Kick, he looks great, doesn't he? And Clayton Douglas has made no secret of how well this horse is, how confident he feels about where Giga Kick is. He's so versatile, so adaptable. You've got Craig Williams doing the steering. That gives you so much confidence as well, doesn't it?
Be really hard to beat here, Bruce, because I'm convinced now that they're going to keep him as a sprinter. We're going to see the absolute best out of him, and J-Mac gets a chance to make it 11 for the season.
Just where does he favourite here? And if you had to listen to Clayton Douglas during the week, you would think the $1.60's value, $1.10 off the back of his confidence levels. Beyond that, though, Arv Cabin is our $5.50 second elect. Marzu at $9.50, having peaked at $11 at one point. Valana has hardly moved from that $10 mark, briefly hit 11, back to 10, overpass at $16. Prince of Boom at 23, and then Maria Mia and Co. at...
They're set for the 10,000. Ready to jump. Stand by. Racing. Giga Kick was one of the last away. Prince of Boom won the jump, tackled early by Overpass. We had a smart one going to third, Centre Fire in fourth. And Giga Kick, after only a fair start, now on the improve to fifth. Just behind him, the stablemates, Arf Cabin and Valana. Then came Maria Mia. Second last was Marzu. And A Case of You settles down last of all. They've gone through the first 400 metres. Overpass outside of Prince of Boom, testing him, but not crossing him at this stage. We had a smart one slotted into a butte spot in third, and the roughie Centre Fire in fourth. Have a look at Giga Kick. Have a look at Giga Kick at the halfway mark. He's fifth, 4 off the lead and travelling extra well. Then came Valana, followed by Arf Cabin. Well back was Marzu, Maria Mia, and A Case of You was last. First 635.03. He peels out 4 at 5 wide on Giga Kick. Prince of Boom led into the straight from Overpass on the outside. Giga Kick is ambling up to that pair. Wider was Arf Cabin, and the other centre by we own a smart one. He hasn't released the grey jet off. Giga Kick on the outside. Overpass still in front. Giga Kick's got to dig deep now. He's digging deep. He's digging deep. And he's going to win the 10,000. Giga Kick bent Overpass. Brave in defeat. Marzu a rattling third. And fourth was Arf Cabin. A Case of You not far away. Then Prince of Boom, Valana, Maria Mia. And the tail end pair was Centre Fire. And we own a smart one in 1.8 and 78.
It was one of those hard-fought ones, wasn't it? I mean, it's a terrific win. He's beaten very good horses. Overpass continues to excel. Marzu runs very, very well. Arf Cabin was good, but it wasn't pretty, but Craig had him right there, and he went quite early on him, I thought, which was interesting. He didn't want to take any chances. I think the respect he had for Overpass was important. A good win, a big tick. He goes to number 9 on the all-time money list.
It was a fantastic win, wasn't it, Bruce? And as you said, Craig Williams handled this horse to absolute perfection. And Overpass gave a great sight there in second spot, but Giga Kick just too classy in the closing stages. Marzu didn't go round a horse, came up the inside and finished a gallop and just adds to an already formidable record. And to think he's only 3, Richard, and he's a gelding. So we've got so much more time, enjoyment to get out of Giga Kick's career.
It was an arrogant ride. I think Craig rode him like the best horse in the race. He was able to use him a bit early because he did miss the kick. He got him into a good position. He went up on the outside of him. But you think so much Bruce, about this guy, Clayton Douglas. He's not the guy that's got a huge amount of staff. So think about the logistics of having a superstar, but also trying to build his stable here on the Mornington Peninsula. He's trying to be in two places at once, and it's really, really hard for him. So he deserves every bit of success that comes his way.
And one of the benefits of that, though, Richo, is the time he can spend with his horse. There's a little bit of the old Tommy Woodcock, the Joe Janney up with his takeover target. But Clayton rides this horse all the time. He never lets the horse out of his sight. When the horse has been in Queensland, he goes to the stables for hours during the day. So in a way, what you're saying is right. I mean, it's a juggle, but because he's small at the moment, and this horse is going to be the foundation of what will be a great career, he's been able to give him so much of his own attention. I love that, don't you?
Yeah, no.
A big feature of South Australian racing. It is the Tab Goodwood over the 1,200 metres, the Group 1 event, and what a field this year. It's a race that people...
His form profile, his form card, he picks himself. The fact is last thought. Is it an afterthought? She's got the lightweight. That gives her a chance. Another award, the 5-year-old mare by Seamus Award, gets in really light, doesn't she, with 52.5. Stubby.
Goodwood, and there has been money for plenty of horses throughout the course of betting. But right now, well, we've got a new favourite in the form of Zapateo, who has been heavily backed today. She's all the way down to $3.70 from $8 at one stage through betting. And especially when the rain came this morning, punters piled into Zapateo from that wide draw, $3.60. Lofty Strike, $2.90 out to the $3.80, easing because of the money for the now favourite. But no real knock on that price. And another award, they've really come for her in the last hour, $12 into $6.50. So it's all about those three at the top of 50. So it's all about those three at the top of betting. Zapateo, very, very well backed. $3.60 favourite for the Group 1 Goodwood. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support.
Merchant takes her position and the field is set. The Tab Goodwood. The grand finale of the carnival. Lights on, gates open, and they're racing. Front page jump well. Free of Debt also powering forward. Savitu Excel, front page. Cerades up on the speed. Kalos not far away. Free of Debt has it early from Savitu Excel and front page. Cerades is into fourth. Then Royal Merchant Kalos, followed by on the inside, Not an Option, and then closely attended by General Bow. Zapateo worse than midfield and deep from another award. Lofty Strike well back. So too Nemeth, then Zutori, Kementari, Frankie Pino and Curran last. 600 metres out. Free of Debt shows the way. Savitu Excel was 2 lengths further back. Front page third. Cerades fourth, then Royal Merchant. Not an Option, sweating on a run from Kalos. Zapateo. Then came another award, who's sweating on a run nearer the inside. They swing in and Free of Debt clear from front page. Cerades and now Royal Merchant unleashing. Lofty Strike. Zapateo further back. Royal Merchant raced up to strike the lead with front page. Cerades, another award's bursting through late. Another award is after Royal Merchant. Another award, Royal Merchant. Royal Merchant just in the Goodwood from another award. It's the 3-year-old filly to beat the mare. Third place, Zapateo. Then Lofty Strike, Cerades, front page. The next one in was Kalos, followed by Zutori, General Bow, Frankie Pino, Nemeth, Curran, a tiring Savitu Excel, and Free of Debt. Mickey D does it again.
He does it again. He's got 6 Group 1s this season. Can you believe it or not? Second only to James McDonald. So the 3-year-old filly, Royal Merchant, gets over another award. David Fowler has been calling the Doomben Cup for us today, and Terry McAuliffe, so well known, own another award. She was so good. Zapateo was strong as well. And Richo and Em, of course, Ma and Eustace get to 10 Group 1s for the season. So for the first time ever since the pattern, 3 training combinations have got at least double figures. It's never happened before.
It is incredible, isn't it? We go back a month and there was 2, and we did say as a throwaway line about don't rule out Ma Eustace during the South Australian. Brilliant. Another awards just in career best form. Ditto for Zapateo. What a race.
Can I tell you about Mickey D, Bruce? I spoke to him on the phone this week for about an hour, doing a profile piece on him. And I said, what has been the difference in the last year for you to get you to this kind of level? And he said, well, maturity. I've never been immature, but there's been a level of maturity now to my riding. But the other thing he said, which is fascinating, He goes, I believe now, I know that I belong in the top echelon of riders. So for Mickey D, it is, and this Group 1 has had a long and illustrious history.
How much money there was going to be for this guy. He's always popular, but there's 10 times more on Zaki than the next best backed runner in the race, which is Hutor. I'm going to change from Huetor to Hutor today because an owner came up and gave me grief or more. Just while I've got you as well, just remember, at $2, it might be a little bit too short for you in the...
Unfolded at Doomben on a brilliantly fine day. There's the light. They're set. Racing. Zaki began well, just given a little squeeze by McDonald early to go forward. Numerian came away only neutral towards the inside. There's speed from Palmetto. Also Zarek and Dewis. Here's Zaki and here's Banker's Choice. They're going up 4 and 5 wide, searching for more forward positions. Numerian on the way forward as well. Diamond and Dewis, their midfield as they go to that first turn. Followed then by No Compromise. Wetter over on the inside. Getting a long way back, non-conformers. Kovalika found the rail off the wide gate. He's second last, and a Tissue is last of all. Along the side, 1,400 left to run. The favourite is in front. It's Zaki. Zaki leads away by length and a quarter. Racing second, Banker's Choice and Zarek. Box seat run third. Numerian's navigated to a good path. He's fourth, basically in a 1 out 1 back position. Dewis racing 3 pairs back on the fence. A length away to Palmetto. A length and a quarter, Weddor. A touch worse than midfield. Over on the inside of Diamond, the pace is genuine. And the last quartet, Kovalika inside of No Compromise. And non-conformist outside of a Tissue. 12 lengths top end to tail along the back straight. Doomben Cup, 2023. 900 left to run. And Zaki is on a mission to try and lead all the way. He leads Banker's Choice by a length, and Zarek is a length away in third at the half mile. Numerian in fourth, Dewis fifth, and then Palmetto, followed by Weddor, Diamil, Kovalika, No Compromise. 3 lengths away, non-conformist, and a Tissue faces a huge task from last of all. By the 600 metres, the first 1,400, 1:26.16. The leader is Zaki. He starts to ride him along now as Banker's Choice gets closer on the outside. Numerian was next. They're followed by Zarek, just waiting on an inside run as Zaki turned into the straight in front. What's under the bottom? We'll know soon. He leads Zarek up on the inside. Wide of Numerian, Banker's Choice. Weddor into the clear, and Kovalika pitching inside runs. Zaki is all out. He is all out, the favourite. He is gone. Numerian and Weddor on the outside. Now pair off for the cup prize. On the outside, Weddor going a little better than Numerian. Weddor's cup. Weddor won. Beat Numerian. Kovalika third. Watch the derby next week. And Dewis in fourth. Then came Non-Conformist, Zarek, Banker's Choice, No Compromise, Palmetto. Zaki has performed well below expectations, beating only Diamil and a Tissue, who failed to complete the course in a gallop of 22.17.
So we get our dual winner, don't we? It was not what we were focused on completely, that is for sure. So Whittle goes back to back, the fourth horse now to win 2 Doomben Cups, the third consecutively. It's a big shock, though. I mean, we knew before the home turn that something was going on, just the way that James was riding and the fact that he pulled the whip at the top of the straight. Whittle has been an incredible horse with an backstory. Numerian was so good again, and Kovalika and Dewis. So in many ways, Em and Richo, there's a lot to talk about, but it will be fascinating to see what the future holds for Zaki after the race.
We'll focus on the winner, though, Bruce, to begin with. As you mentioned, Hutor. So he had the eye infection and he had 3 rounds of surgery, which cost about $10,000 a pop, and his strapper, who has been with him through his entire racing journey, he had to have medication every 3 or 4 hours, I believe. And she would stay there and sleep outside the box, get up in the middle of the night and administer the medication. So it's been a real labour of love. He's a real favourite. But Kovalika heading into the Derby, wowee.
Yeah, backs up next week. Dewis is back and back in a big way. They'll be really pleased with her. What happened to a Tissue? She dropped way out of the race, issues with her, without even featuring. But there's just a lot to unpack out of this race. We need to watch it a fair few times.
Dewis as well. I think we've seen the Dewis of old come back. First up today over the 2000. She was an eye catcher too. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
One of the better backed runners in the race, 4th best backed, but at $17 early, that was a good push. Cardinal Gem is just the best backed runner from Scalapini. Cold Crusher, $7. Bacchanalia, $7. You called it, $12 for the horse I've already mentioned. And then we have Sinawan, Kiku, and a Lady of Honour and Co. all around that $17 mark. 21 or more.
Racing. Excelita missed the start and Vinco came out sluggishly. Coal Crusher began with gusto. Ridden with Purpose goes to the early lead. Lady of Honour across to second. Scalapini handy with You Called It. Bacchanali near the rail and just ahead of them Holyfield but wide. Cardinal Gem's gone forward. He's midfield and deep in the early stages, but in two minds, Childs, whether to just sit up or go forward. Dragon Leap in that bunch. A few lengths away, then over the back came at the head of the others, Cinnawad. A long way back, Dark Destroyer, the Kiwi, then Excelita, Kiku, and Charm Me Baby is last. Short of a half mile to run. Coal Crusher making every post a winning post, and there's Scalapini right behind him in second. Lady of Honour third. Holyfield still deep, and Bacchanali fifth the rail. Then You Call It, followed by Dragon's Leap as they leave the 600 behind them. Cardinal Gem's been a victim of the wide gate. He's 4 and 5 wide. Surf Dancer hunts the rail. Then Halal, followed by Cinnawad, Vinco, Dark Destroyer, Kiku, second last Excelita, Chuck Me Baby last of all. In the straight, 300 left to run. Coal Crusher shifted about 4 or 5 away from the rail. Scalapini now laying down the law on the outside and going better. Bacchanali's got plenty of room. Surf Dancer coming through and Dragon's Leap down the outside. Scalapini in front trying to hang on. Dragon's Leap on the outside. Surf Dancer the rail. All of a sudden, Scalapini headed off. Surf Dancer and Dragon's Leap, they hit it. Photo. Surf Dancer or Dragon's Leap from Scalapini, and Cardinal Gem had the cheek to keep coming after covering more ground than Burke and Wills. Then Vinco, Lady of Honour, followed by Charm Me Baby, Holyfield, Halal, Cinnawad, Excelita. You Called It, Dark Destroyer, Coal Crusher gave up, so too did Bacchanalia, and Kiku last home.
So Surf Dancers won it for Gay and Adrian. So they've had a really nice day up there, haven't they? Able to get through on the inside. So for Josh Parr there at big odds, around about $34. Good run by, you mentioned Dragon Leap, Richard. Gee, it was a run. Cardinal Gem, just no luck at all. I mean, Opie actually rides so well there on Dragon Leap because he kept Cardinal Gem wider and wider and wider. So a good race, a surprise result for me, guys.
There it was. Scalapini looked home and then up on the inside. I thought Dragon Leap, the roughie, would get there. And then up on the inside with this great run was Surf Dancer, who last start, photo of his late father of leading Fireburn in after winning the Golden Slipper. And he hopes that one day he can lead her in.
Supported, but I wouldn't say that one's been truckloaded by any stretch. Renaissance Woman is the best back. Fireburn of the two is probably the one, given we went up $6 about Fireburn and Renaissance Woman was $3.60 at first. There's only 50 cents separating them now. Secure Girl at $6, Super Chilled at $10 out a point and a half, Premise at $11 out 1 point, Madame Odette at $18 is hardly budged, and then we have Fall for Cindy and Co. But Fireburn at this stuff.
Racing. They jumped in a good line. Rio might have been a shade slow. Arts Object won the start from Premise, and Secura Girl goes up outside that pair. Venetian Blue going forward. Trying to find a spot early was Madame Dead, and that bunch in the early stages was Starliner. Not too far away was Rio. Renaissance Woman, she ran about 7th or 8 on the rail in dead set centre field. Presidium Arch was deep. Tyrese between runners, then Yankee Hustle as they turn out of the straight, followed by Irish Sally. Firebird getting a long way back, 4th last, then No One a Deal, Super Chilled, and dropping out to the tail was Fall for Cindy. Along the side towards the 1400 metres, Arts Object and Venetian Blue, they're 1-2 currently. Secura Girl 3 wide, so he's pushing forward, Bossiter. He doesn't want to sit out there. In 4th spot, Madame Odette and Premise get deep around Yankee Hustle and Irish Sally, then another line of 3. Super Chilled, No One to Deal the centre. Fireburn down on the rail back to second last now at Fall for Cindy is last of all. They hit along the back straight of the Roses. They've got 900 left to run, and Secura Girls done its share of work to get to the front. Tries to steady now, leads Venetian Blue by 1 and 1 to Arts Object third. In 4th position, Madame Odette getting a good run and travelling well. Premise over on the fence. They're followed by Rio. Starliner making a wide run. Renaissance Woman trying to shift off the inside, but in some traffic. Then Tyrese, Presidium Arch, Super Chilled. A long way back, Irish Sally, Yankee Hustle. Firebird looks as though she'll be ridden for luck. She's 3rd last in the rail in a packing field. Then came No One a Deal and Super Chilled to the outside. Around the turn into the straight, Secura Girl heads for home in front. Where are the dangers? Because she's got a break of 2 lengths. Madame Odette, Premise run on. Renaissance Woman starts to Thunder down the outside. Where's Firebird? Getting through in the centre now. Secura Girl tackled by the big guns. Firebird and Renaissance Woman. Look at Firebird. Look at Firebird. On target for the Oaks. Brilliant dress rehearsal performance. Wins the Roses. Beats Renaissance Woman and Secura Girl. Butter's got it right. Then Yankee Hustle. Presidium Arch. Super Chilled. Madame Odette. followed by Arts Object, and then came Rio, Premise, Well Make Known a Deal, Tyresa, Fall for Cindy, Starliner, Irish Sally, and Venetian Blue is the last one over the line in 2-3-44.
Fist pump. That's the best ride I've seen today by a cricket pitch and a half. I loved being on 5 in the run. I love the quiet line. And guys, I'll go to you, Emma. Is there a better jockey than Jason Collett sitting on the rail with a wall of horses in front of him on the home turn? That's his bread and butter.
Shades of the golden slipper, wasn't it? Bruce, different jockey, of course, with Brenton Abdullah riding her that day. But today, patience, patience, patience for Jason Collett, and he gets it.
Yes, but he's
race. And Yellow Brick was the best bagged runner across the two venues that I'm covering today. First thing this morning, that has not changed by race time. Yellow Brick absolutely hammered here, occupying 50% of the hold. Hawaii 5-0 at $4 is on the second line. Zoo Tiger is the one that punters aren't quite going for just yet. In fact, to put it in perspective, there's one at longer odds at about $23 as I make my way down the page. On this next.
All set. Look, racing. Yellow Brick came away about midfield. Swiss Exile, one of the first to go. Hawaii 5-0 and Zoo Tiger have got good early speed. They're 1-2 on settling down. Swiss Exile in third and Atmosphere fourth. End Assembly on the way forward, then Fashion Legend, followed by Sandpaper, then Mumbai Jewel, Yellow Brick, a bit further back than we anticipated. He's in the second half of the field now. Then Terzier, followed by Soothsayer. Then Seven Veils, over racing, passed by Lubrication, then Kiko, Larrikin Rogan, Cradle of Life. 15 lengths, top end to tail, just over 800 left to run at End Assembly, took it up. Leads 2 to Zoo Tiger with a gun run second, and Ditto Hawaii 5-0 third. Fashion Legend fourth, the outside, trailed by Atmosphere. Sandpaper 3 wide, Swiss Exile about 7th on the rail. Yellow Brick centre field in traffic. Then came Mumbai Jewel run off the track. On the way, Soothsayer, Terzier, then Lubrication, Kiko, Seven Veils, Larrikin Rogue, and Cradle of Life. They thunder for home. End Assembly led the way, but Zoo Tiger is the immediate challenger on the outside. Hawaii 5-8 navigating to the clear. Yellow Brick right behind him, and then Fashion Legend and Swiss Exile. End Assembly still in front. Hawaii 5-0 trying hard. Zoo Tiger can't go on, and Yellow Brick is running out of time. End Assembly in front. Hawaii 5-0 went up at the lead. Yellow Brick charging now. Too late. Hawaii 5-0. Stradbroke bound. Beat home Yellow Brick. End Assembly. Not certain about fourth. Swiss Exile there. Not far away either was Sandpaper. Then Soothsayer, followed by Atmosphere, Zoo Tiger, Lubrication, Terzier, Seven Veils, Larrikin Rogue, Fashion Legend, Jewel, last over the line.
So Gaze won it 3 times with Adrian a couple of times. It was a beautiful ride. He absolutely gunned at Nash, didn't he? He's a high-class horse. Yellow Brick was fantastic, I thought, but he doesn't get into the Stradbroke now, so it's a costly one for him, and End Assembly hung on well. But we've got a Stradbroke player, and we know one thing, Lizzie. Gay's going to run in 2 weeks' time.
Damn straight.
Absolutely. I spoke to her at the start of the carnival launch and I said, who's your Stradbroke horses? And she mentioned, oh, I've got Hawaii 5-0, I've got Converge. He's sort of my, number one. But the improvement that this guy has made through each and every run is evident to how they've been placing him and training him. They have definitely found the key, that gap between runs.
Yet about this one, but hopefully off the back of listening to you guys, we can steer them one direction or the other. Zaya is your $4.40 favourite. There's money there. I wouldn't worry too much. The best backed runner in the race is Solidified Just. Chrysaor there at $5.50 splits those. Armed Forces at $10. Snapback at $10. Comes out of that same race as Chrysaor. But just quickly on Hyde Park, $26 the open. Now, we've had a few scratchings, but no deductions. So $26 into $10, and there's hardly a Zach with Tab. So clearly.
Gates open. The big field jumps away, and Sofrano missed the start clearly. Zia pinged out, goes to the early lead. Showing early speed, the King within reason not far away. Hyde Park trying to make light work of the wide gate. Snapback not too far away, and Chrysaor sixth on settling down. Then Thunderlips, followed by Phoenix Cascada. Solidify in midfield, then Armed Forces, Ringer's Reward. Followed by Machado, Gangster, Sofrano, Triflinger. Then Miss Jolie, Californian. Make a call a long way back, and Chevron is last. Down the side, 900 left to run. Hyde Park outside of Zia, the stablemates 1-2. The King is in third, and Snapback fourth, but he's deep. Chrysaor tracking along nicely, fifth on the fence. Inside of Within Reason, then Thunderlips. Solidify a bit better than midfield, 5 off the lead. As they approach the 600, then Felix the Scatter, followed by Safrado, Armed Forces, Trifling, Riggers Reward, Californian, Mashani Gangster, Miss Jolene, Make a Call, Chevron is last. Into the straight of the size produce, 400 left to run. Kinzia around the 1400. Hyde Park having a crack. The King went up and went by the pair straight away, and all of a sudden Snapback chimed in and charged up and took the lead. Snapback went to the front. Z is battling on. Safrado getting up on the inside, and right down the outside was Trifling. Safrado, courtesy of Rails Runner, is coming after Snapback. Right along the inside, Make a Call, ran out of room. Then Chrysaor. Safrado's in front of Safrado. Beat home. Snapback. Photo finished third. We've got we've got Chrysaor there. Not far away, Make a Call, who ran out of room. Right up there as well was Californian, trifling not far away with Miss Jolene. Then Chevron, Solidify never got into the picture. Zia knocked up late. Then Felix the Scat, followed by Riggers Reward. Well back was Hyde Park knocking up. Then came Armed Forces, the King, Within Reason, Thunderlips, and Mashani Gangster last over the line.
So what a great result for Rexley. We don't have very many trained horses out of Queensland. I think Sizzling's the one to win it for Kelso, the late Kelso Wood. Misses the kick, Lizzie. You were down in the stalls earlier, wanted to bite you. You kept him away. The owner's up in Cairns, can't come down. It's too cold. It's only 23. But there was some interference up the straight, left, right and centre everywhere, wasn't there?
There was, but I think he was completely out of it because he missed the start and he was able to sort of save ground on the inside, and you could see that he was really finding the line strongly. You can see on the inside, we'll probably have to look at the head on to see if that really, if he had his nose in or if it was a big enough margin. Here you go.
So here we go. Yellow Cap's about to duck on the inside. Behind it is a bolter in Make a Call, and Blake Shin's got the back of Sifrado. Look at that. Breathe in where angels fear to tread. Gee, they're brave, aren't they? So Go for Home does Damien Thornton. And then right on the inside, Make a Call. Blake Shin ducks up on the inside and says, they're going to run into the race. And then just gets chopped out, but ends up finishing fifth or sixth. It won't mean anything.
No. Quickly now. Safrado gets through. The danger's out wide. He sort of just got them covered. This is the bit with Make a Call. Look at him now. You do feel, he's charging, and now it's stopped. Now, was he going to get there? Probably not.
Oh, interesting. It'll be interesting whether or not Blake Shin has a little look at that.
What do you reckon, guys? Is there going to be a protest? And 50 runnings, what, for the 146 of the Queensland Derby? It's got an incredible honour roll. It's got $1 million and a beautiful trophy to go with all of that over Lika.
Deserves to be favourite, Lizzie. There's no doubting that. I mean, he picks himself, except for the 2,400 metres, but I'm sure he'll be fine with it.
It's just brilliant. And you're questioning
in the race. So the money is certainly on. Promises Kept is on the second line at $8. Special Sway at $12. And you guys alluded to it. I did just want to make mention on Fame. So $51 the open. Bottomed out at $11, now $12. But in terms of money held with Tab, there's hardly a Zach. The Vow's $14. Aberfeldy Boy has been remainder. I'll let you guys have a read through them because I just want to give you the heads up too that if any punters are looking.
Racing. Kovalika has jumped on terms with them. Stroke of Luck began well with Promises Kept. Extra Rev showing early speed, as is Sacred Mission pushing forward. Aberfeldy Boy just behind them with Cut on a Dime. The Englishman coming down the outside, even wider. Special Sway out in no man's land. White Tack in centre field as they head to the winning post the first time. Then came the Vowels, followed by Andalus. Smart Are We? Getting back with Subarctic. A few lengths away to Fame, third last. Then Amalgamation. And Arby goes out to the mile. About 3 lengths away, Stroke of Luck outside of Cut on a Dime. Kovalika, he's in the second half of the field. I'd say he spots them about 8 lengths as they run down the back straight. Off the track, the Vowels, nearer the inside, Tapple Doodle Doo, then Aberfeldy Boy. He's right behind Kovalika, directly behind him. Then came Subarctic, followed by Andalus a long way back. Fame now with 3 behind him, including Smart Are We, Arby, and Amalgamation. The bowler is last of all. The Derby heads along the back straight, half the journey completed, and the leader was Sacred Mission by 3/4 to White Tack in second. The Englishman dropped to the rail to be third. Special Sway still covering ground. Then came Extra Revs between runners as they go to the 1,000. Promises Kept lying in about 6th position. Now Kovalika, J-Max on the way forward. He's making his move. Stroke of Luck was next, then Cut on a Dime, the Vowels, followed by Aberfeldy Boy, well back Andalus, then came Amalgamation, Tapple Doodle Doo, Smart Are We, followed by a long way back Subarctic, second last coming down the side was Arby, and now Fame is Stone Motherless last. Heading towards the 600 metres. Sacred Mission being heeled along. Leads from White Tag. Racing third, the Englishman. He's had a good run. Then Extra Revs, followed by Special Sway. Yielding ground, then Stroke of Luck. Overleaker now starts to close on the leaders and close on them pretty smartly as well. In the home straight, though, short of 400 left to run. Kovaliga immediately took control of the Derby and shot. Look at Kovaliga go. Promises Kept comes out of the ruck. Running on fairly down the outside was Stroke of Luck. But look at Kovaliga. He's a mile in front with 100 metres left to go. Fame has made up many lengths getting to second. Stroke of Luck third. But Kovaliga, too good. The favourite wins the Derby and wins it well. Beats home Fame, Stroke of Luck. Fourth, not certain. Prominent there was Endless, Aberfeldy Boy not far away, then Promises Kept, Cut on a Dime, Extra Revs, followed by Arby, Dabble Doodle Doo. Well back was the Englishman, then White Tag, Amalgamation, Smart Are We, the Vals. Well back Subarctic and just coming across the line, Sacred Mission and also Special Sway. Kovaliga, the best horse in the race, wins the Queensland Derby.
Gem of a ride. You couldn't put more on him on the turn. Everything worked out. McDonald wins his. Have a look at J-Mac there. Having a good long look back. It was oh so easy. The runner-up was an absolute eye-catcher as well.
Yeah, unbelievable performance from Kovaliga. But as you mentioned, it was an eye-catching performance from Fame as well, who was finding the line like nothing else in the field. But Kovaliga has had a big boom on him for quite some time. And as Richo mentioned, a long time ago, this would have been in the plan of Chris Waller. And he was able to execute it not perfectly, not to his liking, but to the way, the result that he got in the end. So great performance. A Stroke of Luck, I think, ran third, which is another good performance from him. But
is the record for J-Mac. So that is fantastic. And 79 in his incredible career. What a marvel he's doing.
And for Chris Waller, 12 in the season and 149 all up. He's about to get that 150. We think, here's J-Mac with Emma.
James, congratulations. What a horse he is. You had so much horse underneath you on that turn. Amazing ride, but let's give the horse some credit. He was enormous.
Yeah, he is. He's a really good horse, and to show a turn of foot over those trips is something else, because it doesn't matter where you are in a race. They make their own luck, the good horses, and he did that really well. There wasn't a moment of fear in that race because nothing went wrong. It was just poetry and motion, and he galloped away really well.
Another Group 1 for you. You keep climbing those ranks. 79 now, edging towards that 80 mark. It's got to give you a bit of a smile too.
Yeah, I was hoping to get it before the end of the season, so hopefully a couple more would be nice. But
now.
Since 2017, it's been known as the Kingsford Smith Cup, but the Eagle Farm Weight for Age Sprint has had many names throughout its history, including most recently the BTC Cup.
And the cat's got up. Apache Cat beat for Miss Nuts.
High-profile wins from the likes of Chief De Beers, General Nadim and Falvalon twice led to the race earning Group 1 status in 2006.
And they're off and race.
For much of its history, the race was run over 1,200 metres, including the famous 2011 renewal, when Black Caviar met old sparring partner K-List.
Start number 13. Unlucky for some, not for this one. Black Caviar raced away and beat Hayless.
In 2017, the race was extended to 1,300 metres. The same year, Clearly Innocent denied Jump Ledge Group 1 glory.
Clearly Innocent, the king of Sky Racers, clear at Eagle Farm.
It was the Jamie Carr Magic Show in 2021. Coming from near last, she weaved Vega 1 through the field for a memorable win.
Cheers from all of us. Hey, we've had 10 different name changes this race. Can you believe it? Couple of beers, about 3 wines, you name it. Now we've got Kingsford Smith, who's a distinguished aviator, of course.
Oh, right, not a good horse. Okay. So surely we've got to name it after
Flying out of
one
this
horse.
afternoon.
He's so brave. He can be on speed. Oh, absolutely right. He's got the right jockey. Mark Zara can smother him up. I think you've got to smother him. Absolute best effort. Palili, last time he'll ever race before he stands at stud. Is he going well enough? Well,
and this will suit Villano, who's going to be getting back and just smoking his pipe and I think he's a very good horse, but it's just a case of whether he can beat some of the up-and-comers. Converge, I don't think he's going well enough.
Well, it's interesting because he had that fresh enough to be a factor in the race. This is my top selection. It is King of Sparta. I think he can be smothered up, Chad Schofield will ask him.
Think about it, Lizzie. So he is a fizzy horse. I mean, Joe's talked a lot about that. He's a fizzy horse.
He is. He's high energy. He's fizzy. I think there's been a bit of a worry about how he was going to parade. I've seen him parade like this before, but in lesser races, and he's still been able to perform well. This, if you.
And I'm talking 15 seconds or so. A Case of You was actually our favourite in this one, but think about it, it's managed to take that mantle back at $4.60. Occupies 30% of the hold, which outweighs its price, but I wouldn't say it's been a good go. King of Sparta at $6.50 is the second best backed runner in the race, third best backed runner in the race. And beyond that, not too many have found support. Colelli, best of luck in potentially the final run. But A Case of You, and think about it now.
Moment now. All set. Racing. Great line out. One of the first to go, Eduardo, is expected, speeding towards the early lead. Rothfire well away. Emerald Kingdom third, settling down. And King of Sparta in a very handy fourth. Then Valada, A Case of You, not too far away either. Sixth in the first call. Think About It, seventh. Converge the Rail. Then 11-11, Palaisapan, Shalo. Gentleman Roy taken back. Followed by the Inferno. Kerwin's Lane, Alpine Legend, or Alpine Edge is second last. And Paul Laley has gone out to the tail. 800 left to run. Eduardo. He's going to try and lead all the way, but Rothfire right at his face in second, although I'd suggest they've steady mid-race. Valada 3 wide, can't get in, stuck. King of Sparta in a great spot, fourth around that Emerald Kingdom. Think About It, travelling up 3 wide with cover. A dangerous 6 at the turn. A Case of You trying to navigate into the clear. Then Converge, 11-11. A long way back was Shalo, Alpine Edge, Kerwin's Lane. A mile back, Palaisapan, Gentleman Roy and Paul Laley. In the straight, Rothfire charged to the front. Here comes Think About It. After Rothfire, who's got a decent kick though. Rothfire the leader. Slowly but surely, Think About It gets on terms. Rothfire the inside. Think About It the outside. Think About It race to the lead. Flashing open on the inside, Converge. Think About It in front and one. Think About It won the Kingsford Smith from a flashing Converge. Rothfire and King of Sparta. Followed then by Shalo. Then Alpine Edge, Valada. Followed by A Case of You who didn't come on. Kerwin's Lane. Then Emerald Kingdom, Paul Ailey. A long way back, Gentleman Roy with 11-11. And Eduardo. And not finishing the track, Palaisapan.
Well, he keeps the picket fence going. He's just a fantastic horse. They raise the bar. That man raises the bar. He's the man behind him, Joe Fried. And he responds. It was a good win. Gee, it was a good win. And he drops to 54 kilos in the Stradbroke. He's going to be sure. Converge good. He keeps his Stradbroke hopes alive. Rothfire runs third, fourth last year. And King of Sparta, probably not the best of luck in the straight.
That's right. Probably chopped out a touch, but he can still win it at weight for age. But the big race is the Stradbroke. And look at, he just runs into the race perfectly here for Sammy Clipperton. He's about to go past Valada. Rothfire's taken the lead. Eduardo's gone. Look behind. Converge nowhere to go. King of Sparta starts to accelerate. Can't get off the heels of Rothfire.
There wasn't enough speed for King of Sparta to really finish off. I think if there was more speed in the race, you would have seen him finish a lot closer. He didn't have the best of runs. But it's all about how you make the lucky running, isn't it? And think about it. He can sit 3 wide with cover. He can kick off at a slow tempo for fast tempo. He's got so many bits of armory and he's able to use them and utilize them. And that's all with him playing up in the yard as well. Imagine when he actually conserves his energy and really focuses and becomes a racehorse. This is his first trip away. So $8. Think about it, was always around that 450 mark. So he's only come in a point. And Hawaii 5-0 has cemented himself. He's now in the Stradbroke. So he wasn't even in the field before, but there was a price for him. Af Cabin, you've got Cardinal Jam, Opal Ridge as well, who we haven't seen. But there's a lot of horses there that have got that same sort of tag, that progressive tag, haven't they, Bruce?
You don't get too many wrong, Bruce. He's certainly the favourite here and the best backed runner in the race, 7 times more than the next best backed in it. Quantico Hamid, $2.60. Prince of Boom at $4.40. Clemenceau at $5. Far Too Easy at $7. There are a few that require forgiveness in this race. Baller at
Good line. Racing. Prince of Boom and Contemptuous, the first 2 to go. The grey Frosty Rocks came away nicely. R&T fourth into stride, and Quantico just behind them early with Clemenceau. They're settling alongside of each other. Gravina is deep, then Baller. Far Too Easy, 15 rounds, and Irish Song is last. At a very controlled speed, Prince of Boom sets up shop in front, with Frosty Rocks taking the drop on him, settling in second at the half mile. Two away third was Contemptuous, over on the inside of R&T, a length back fourth. Clemenceau lying fifth inside of Quantico. Now he's positioned sixth, one off the rail, 5 lengths off the lead at the halfway mark. Gravina always deep. Baller next, then Far Too Easy with about 6 or 7 lengths to make up, 15 rounds, and Irish Songs turns in last. Prince of Boom is going to take plenty of catching. He's travelled boldly in the lead. He's enjoying his racing. And look at him go now. He slipped away, Prince of Boom. 2-3 in front. From Contemptuous, Clemenceau, Frosty Rocks. Quantico's got work to do. And then R&T. The rest was struggling. Prince of Boom in front. Down towards 100 metres. He's well clear. Contemptuous battling on. Far Too Easy emerging for the Quinella. But Prince of Boom, first out, first home. Never looked like losing. He beat Far Too Easy, Contemptuous and Clemenceau. Quantico didn't run on. Then Irish Songs, Gravina, R&T, Baller, 15 rounds and Frosty Rocks.
Well, Tim Clark's actually won 3 of these, believe it or not. He's won a couple going back a bit. That was outstanding. Now, he's number 20 in the order of entry for the Stradbroke. I'll just double, triple check that. Yep, number 20. So he goes into the Straddy. So that shuffles a couple. Cardinal Gem goes down to 18 as we speak. Can he?
Well, it tends to be the poison chalice, doesn't it, the Morton Cup? It's really hard to win and then back up and win a Stratty the next week. History says that, but by gee, he'll put some speed in the race. He was so dominant. I kept looking around, okay, where's all the run-on horses? But he was off and gone.
He was, and he dictated right from start to finish, didn't he? And I suppose if you look past that last start, when you actually look at it, it was behind Giga Kick, wasn't it? Which is a great form reference. And prior to that, in this company, have been really game and strong. So probably a little bit
of the Channel 7 Queensland Oaks, starting in the early 1950s. Everyone wants to win an Oaks, and then Boston's going to take it.
In 2001, the 2,400-metre Eagle Farm Fillies Classic was taken out by Ethereal, who in the same year claimed the Caulfield and Melbourne Cup double.
And look at this Ethereal from the tail of the field, by golly! Oh, Ethereal's come from nowhere.
Chris Waller has enjoyed success in recent years with Young Star in 2018, as well as Egg Tart in 2017.
It's Egg Tart for the Oaks.
But his most famous winner came in 2015, when he sent out a promising filly, who at that stage was looking to make it back-to-back wins and was still yet to claim a Group 1 scalp.
And Winks has raced to the lead from Imperial Lass Ungrateful Allen, and this is a monstrous win in the Oaks. Winks ease down, 3 lengths Ungrateful Allen, and that is a
on the horse before. We get to watch your replays, and something I've done over a long period of time throughout my career. It is always an advantage if you have ridden them before, but you get a good guide on them watching their replays, and also a short time when you get on their back on the way to the start. But Chris Lees is a good friend, and I've had a lot of success with him over the years. So
I'm here and around Australia, a fair to suave. So she comes from the Oaks in Adelaide.
And only one filly in history has been able to win both, and that's Egg Tart in 2017. She was fantastic winning, trained by the master trainers of stayers, the Mar Eustace team. She'll run really well. And ditto will Renaissance Woman. I loved her last 2 runs, Em. They've been great.
They have been great, haven't they? In great form.
So dazzling, ran second in the ATC Oaks. Johnny Sargent knows how to win this. He won it with Quintessential. Proscenium Arch, I thought, ran really well in Australasian Oaks and then ran really well in the Roses. Draws a nice gate.
Out some sort of chance. Ollie, this would be something, Richard.
Oh, wouldn't it? So can Ollie win another Group 1 and go to 128 with his great mate, Chris Lees? They've had a wonderful association. Chris offered him the ride. Ollie went and had a look at the form. Inside barrier. I think she'll run really well.
Let's go. Who's going to jump favourite? Renaissance Woman currently holds that mantle, but there's not too much between that horse and a fair swiv. Now, that's a $4 second elect, but it is the best backed runner in the race. Proscenium March at $9, Amacura at $9, Secura Girl at $11, and then Super Chilled at $14. But as mentioned, it is the Mar Eustace runner looking for 4 straight that is the best backed runner in the race.
Today, but 2 starts back, the 9-length winner. It's a bit of a wow factor about her.
Yeah, she's on the way up. Whether she's getting to these horses a little early, but 3-year-old fillies, you've got to give them a chance in this type of race. And she's come through 2 wins in really good order, and I think she'll acquit herself well.
Good luck, mate.
Thanks.
Tyresa, waiting on Tyresa. Racing eventually. A Ferris Weaver came out towards the tail end of the field, not well away at all. Look at this charge early as they head to the winning post on the first occasion. Let Me Rain showing good speed. Secura Girl and Cheval d'Or. The Kiwi fillies out wide, make their presence felt early. Divine Purpose, not far away with Super Chilled and Original Gaze. That's the first 6. Followed by Presidium Arch and No One a Deal. Madame Odette settling midfield on the rail, then So Dazzling Rio. Followed by Yankee Hustle, then came Amakura. Renaissance Woman is a long way back, and right alongside of her is a Ferris Weaver. And the last trio tie to Divine Purpose in third. Fourth, the outside was Super Chill, getting a great run in transit. 2 lengths away, Original Gaze inside of Cheval d'Or. 2 to No and a Deal, a length and a half, Madame Odette, a length and a half, Presidium Arch. 1 length away came Rio, a length and a half, So Dazzling. 1 Amakura inside of Yankee Hustle, then Fireflies. A Ferris Weaver is 3 wide and 4th last. 3rd last, Renaissance Woman. And I'd estimate they're 15 off the lead with Tyresa and Caring Lass down at the back of the bus. Out of the back to the side, 900 left to run. Queensland Oaks, 2023, and Let Me Rain calls the shots. But Secura Girl is nice and dangerous. Now a half a length in arrears are at the half mile. Super Chilled third, Divine Purpose fourth. Both of them had good runs. Likewise for Cheval d'Or outside of Original Gaze. Then came No One a Deal, followed by Madame Odette. Presidium Arch in centre field about to make a move. Then Rio So Dazzling. A long way back was Amakura in the rail, ridden defensively by Oliver. Trying to make ground of Ferris Weaver, still 8 off them. Renaissance Woman behind it, then Yankee Hustle. Fireflies, Caring Lass and Tyresa. In the straight below the 400 metres at Secura Girl, bounded to a clear lead. Rio emerging from the ruck, coming after the leader. Then Divine Purpose, No One a Deal putting in. Amakura threading the needle. A Ferris Weaver and Renaissance Woman with work to do. Rio in front, Amakura the danger. Up went Amakura, and Ollie went for home. Amakura shooting clear. Rio can do no more, but it's Amakura's Oaks. Won impressively. Vetoed Rio. No One a Deal. Renaissance Woman. Then a Ferris Weaver, followed by Yankee Hustle. Back in the field was Secura Girl, who pink laid, then Divine Purpose, Cheval d'Or, then So Dazzling, Caring Lass, Original Glaze, Presidium Arch, Let Me Rain, and Tyresa last over the line.
So Chris Lees gets a second Queensland Oaks, and that's a big story. A 16th Group 1, but you know what? It's about the GOAT. It's about Ollie. It was the most brilliant ride by Damien. He had to shuffle a bit on the home turn, and shuffle he did. And then he came with that mighty run on a filly that's got so much potential. And Ollie now goes to 128 Group 1s. He puts a space between himself and George Moore and the rest of Australian racing history. God, it's good to be here on a day like today.
It's brilliant to have him here, and he's put on an absolute clinic there where he was back about 5th last. He drew barrier 1. He weaved through the field with a filly by Kermadec, the New Zealand bred Kermadec. And Amakura wins Ollie for Chris. Look at him trucking up behind Rio, is going really well. He never panics. Of course he doesn't. And just gets the split, and off she goes.
And you loved her from the yard, didn't you, Em?
Yeah, she looked magnificent in the yard. She's a lovely big type, but it's a real progressive step for this horse because wasn't racing around at the grade maybe that some of these others were facing, but it put really good margins on its fields in recent runs. And look at the ears pricked on the line. There's plenty more to offer when it comes to Amakura. So really special. And the second horse, ridden by Martin Harley. So that's so special for him too.
How lovely is. But the way they planned this, Philip, they took her to the Sunshine Coast. She had to win that Class 1, Richard, to get enough money. And they thought, is she in? Now, we're seeing a very promising staying filly here. It was emphatic on the line.
Ollie went and looked at all the form. He drew barrier 1, and he gave her a peach.
We're going to Flemington very, very shortly, but we are just enjoying this. Another historic moment. Ollie gets a first Queensland Oak. What do you have? 13 Oaks around Australia. So he goes to 14 now, doesn't he?
He is the queen of the girls when it comes to the staying fillies, isn't he? So 17, 15, 6 and 3. Renaissance Woman got way out of her ground. She's run a huge race run for.
Isn't it great, guys, that Frankie Dettori wins an Oaks this morning and Damien... Guys, that Frankie Dettori wins an Oaks this morning and Damien Oliver wins an Oaks this afternoon. 285.
16% of the hold. Red Card is the best backed runner in the race by a fair margin, about 30% more than what we're holding on Golden Boom. There's support for Brett, and we're talking 71 or more the rest. Remember, you win some.
Racing in the final event. And Golden Moon, one of the first to go. Red Card came out with him. Queen Assassin coming across. Brereton not far away with Valiancy. They're followed then by going forward Gennady, but a bit wide into the drive for the first turn. Written in code over on the rail. Then Bazik Chairman. Followed by getting back was Mullane. A long way back in the field. Stroll. Hell of a Barty. A Catarina and Bazika's last. Down the side, Golden Boom allowed Red Card to roll to the front. Now, can she get the 1200? She leads mid-race by 2, Queen Assassin. Golden Boom third. Then came Valiancy. Gennady off the track. Followed then by Brereton on the inside of Dark Harmony, written in code, travelling about 6 to 7 off the lead. Then Chairman, a long way back was Mullane. Then came a Catarina, Stroll, hell of a Barty, and last of all was Bazik. In the straight, though, with 300 left to run, Red Card leads. Golden Boom is out at ample time coming after Red Card. McDonald's starting to feel for it now as Golden Boom chips into the margin. They look to be the two for the moment, but it's still Red Card nicely clear. Golden Boom can't get it as yet. 100 left to run. Red Card well clear. I was going to romp it in the last. Red Card first out at first home. Mullane second. Golden Boom third. Fourth either a Catarina or Bazik. Then Stroll, followed by Brereton. Then came Chairman to smash them.
She has, David. She absolutely has. Her last 100 metres, Em, I thought was really telling because Golden Boom had a crack, didn't he? And she's just skittled away.
She has. She's just flown around that corner and put a brake in. She just looks like she's loving her racing. She wants to be there, and she delivered a really good performance to score. Nice run by the second horse there, the 3 Mullane, who got out of the pack and was able to run down Golden Boom late.
Yeah, so 12, 3, 2, and 10. See, the head on be interesting. Not ever.
Highlights today. The 153rd running of the Brisbane Cup. Owlavere trying to do something. The
$1.50 is on the drift, though. $6.50 out of that quote. And we opened up $5 midweek, so almost doubled its price. Salino, $10 to 11, now back to $9.50. Warning at $9.50. True Marvel, $15, and then Outlandos, 18, and even more the rest. Just having a quick scan through those at longer odds for a firmer.
Star off the inside began well. Tappy's Lad began a shade better, but Teofilo Star drives up to keep out Tappy's Lad. True Marvel third away. Long Arm going forward. So is Nerve Not Verve. Some of these racing out of their comfort zone early. Credit Crunch just behind them but off the track. Cucaracha. Dossie's joined the 3 wide line covering Salino, and then Yaffet, Southern Stock and Platinum Invader. They've been second last and last since the get-go. Half the journey completed, they run by the mile and head down the Eagle Farm back straighter, and Tim Clark rating Teofilo Star as well as he can, and generally that's pretty good. He leads by 1 length to Nerve Not Verve in second. 2 to Long Arm travelling well third, and True Marvels had a good run fourth on the rail as they're midway along the back. Credit Crunch still exposed, stuck 3 wide around Tappy's Lad and Cucaracha. Warning about to go 4 wide and take closer order. He's making a long move now, then Alabia getting to midfield in the clear, followed by Outlandos. Then came Essential Sky, Salino, Yaffet, Platinum Invader, and last of all was Southern Stock. They pack up now, only around 10 lengths top end to tail. They head off the back, move to the side. 900 left to run. Teofilo Star currently making every post a winning post. Nerve Not Verve has tracked him all of the way. Warning went up to third, but he's wide around Long Arm and True Marvel. Then Credit Crunch, Tappy's Lad, Cucaracha, Alabia in some traffic. Outlandos went by him. Salino coming wider as they approach the 600. Then Essential Sky, Platinum Invader, Southern Stock, and now Yaffet drops out to the tail end. Up to the turn, 500 left to run. Teofilo Star, the favourite, is still bobbing in the lead. Nerve Not Verve trying earnestly on the outside. Warning is boxing away, coming up strongly 3 wide as Teofilo Star is immediately under pressure, and Warning grabbed the lead. Salino runs on powerfully down the outside. Cucaracha gets out. He's in an easy run. He comes after Warning. Warning in front, tackled by Salino. Cucaracha over on the inside, and then True Marvel. Salino on the outside's got it narrowly. Warning won't give him that a fight. They beat off the others. They pair off. It's a sloggy go. Salino and Warning. Salino's cut. Salino beat Warning. True Marvel third. Cucaracha fourth. Then Essential Sky, Yaffet. Followed by, at the head of the others, Alabia. Then Platinum Invader, Tappy's Lad. Wellback Southern Stock, Nerve Not Verve. Then came Long Arm. Followed by Outlandos. Teofilo Star got very, very weary, and he beat only Credit Crunch to the line as Salino takes another major cup.
He does, and what a great result. So Nash gets his second, Chris gets his third, but a Sydney Cup winner becomes a Brisbane Cup winner and beats a Victoria Derby winner. I had a conversation here yesterday with Matt Rudolph about why is this race 4 and not race 5? He said, I lost that battle. This was a terrific Brisbane Cup. I think that rejuvenation is there.
Yeah, so the Sydney Cup winner defeats a VRC Derby winner. Kukaracha, who is, of course, a Queensland Derby winner and also a Premier's Cup, is in a photo for third there with True Marvel, who's runner-up in a Sydney Cup. The form's absolutely everywhere, isn't it? So you're right, Bruce. Hopefully, Matty Rudolph will win that argument in the future.
Don't you love a two-miler?
Yes.
Don't you love a two-miler? It's actually the old O'Shea Stakes. So that's what it is. It's a group tour. It's a name that maybe won't last forever. Maybe they call it the Incentivize. I heard that the other day. Ben Dory's came out with that. Why not the Incentivize? That sounds okay, doesn't it?
I love him this weekend with an eye for future horses coming to Australia. What a beautiful advertisement.
A well-supported favourite here. They have launched into this one 5.5 times more than the second favourite. So without a fight, crunched, $3.10. Numerian, a little on the easy side. I know the price has hovered around that $6 quote, but in terms of money, there's not a heap with us. Jewis at $6.50. Quetor, Hutor, guys, I know, $7. Serpentine at 9. And just while I have you, for those punters looking for some extra value,
Great race ahead of us. 1.2 million in prize money. Racing. They jumped at a good line. Without a fight was about midfield away. Luntzi's and Lions Raw began well. Speed on their inside, principally from Serpentine and No Compromise. Colding out in no man's land early, but pressing on. And Dewis and Young Werther, they back away from that early speed battle. Followed then by Banker's Choice, Numerian. We thought he might be a bit closer, but he's worse than midfield on the fence without a fight. Zara has slotted the favourite in, one off the inside. Over on the fence, Media Award. Then came Quetor. Second last non-conformist, and the 3-year-old Fame settles down in last position. The Q22 field makes their way to the back straight, 1600 left to Rana, and Serpentine takes it up with Colding right at his heels, trailing by a length. 3 or 4 away third, Lions Raw, No Compromise, the legs back fourth, the fence. 2 lengths away to Luntzi's in clear air, 2 lengths then to Young Werther, who's over on the inside of Dewis, followed by Numerian. On his outside was Banker's Choice, then came Without a Fight. He's got 4 behind him, he's around 12 off the lead. They're running this at a very tidy gallop. Media Award is one of those 4, and then came Wet or Nonconformist, and Fame whips them in. Along the back straight, 1100 left to run. Serpentine with a full head of steamers going strongly up front, and Colding, he's sticking with him. That margin now 4 or 5 to Lions Raw in third. No Compromise in fourth, and Luntzi's in fifth. 2 to Dewis, getting a great trim in midfield outside of Young Werther. Uberian was next inside of Banker's Choice. No moves because these leaders are going lickety split. Then came Without a Fight, Media Award, Wetor, Nonconformist and Fame. Down the side, 700 left to Rana. Serpentine and Colding are still a long way clear, and now there's 600 metres left to go. They're out by 5 to Lions Raw, pushed along. Then came Luntzi's, followed by No Compromise. Dewis working into the picture, followed then by Young Werther. Numerian getting on its bike. Then came to the outside was Banker's Choice. Without a Fight starts to wind up. Beyond the centre of the track, he starts to put in big strides, and Nonconformist was the widest runner. It's still Serpentine calling the shots at the Q22. Luntzi's, and here comes Without a Fight. He's got wings. Without a Fight raced up, dashed away. Nonconformist emerging for the ruck. Then Luntzi's, but minor money only, boys and girls, because Without a Fight is awesome. He's down, won the Q22, and won it brilliantly from Nonconformist, Dewis and Luntzi's. Then came Wetor, followed by, at the head of the others, Fame, Banker's Choice, Numerian. Then came Serpentine, No Compromise.
Well, Zaki, a couple of years ago, we always find one, don't we? That's going to be a major, major player. We've found one over shorter distances, but we've got a genuine weight for age horse that could compete, I think, at the very highest level in Melbourne and Sydney after what we've seen here today and a fortnight ago.
Yeah, won't that lunch date for Sam Freeman with Sheikh Mohammed Abaid be nice and tasty? Bring on the horses, he'll be saying. I can make you more money.
There was never going to be a problem with the wine list either way, was there? Just a quickie, Lizzie, because we're going to have sound down.
Very, very impressive, but also a very impressive tipping performance there from Richo.
Yeah, the Quinella.
The Quinella with a double figure on second horse.
I've noticed there. Thank you.
Good to see Jewis coming back to in third. She had a chance, but she's, believe it or not, but it's got Group 1 status, the 5th of the Group 1 two-year-old races for the year. And it's been the launching pad for some great horses. The very first
in this market months and months ago, punters have been spraying bullets left, right, and centre. Tannhauser seems to be the horse that most have settled on. It is the best backed runner in the race at $4.80. And as you can see, there was $5.50 available a mere 5 minutes ago. Azula at $6 out half a point late. Miracle of Love's a big firmer, $15 the open, 12 into $7 at 13. 17 or more the rest. There has been a firm on at King Colorado for Mara and Eustace, but bar that, not too many at odds have been supported. Miracle of Love, the biggest firmer, favourite Tannhauser. Remember, you
Ready to break. They're racing this time. It was a starter's delight. They bounced as one. Congregation, one of the first to go. Snapback showing good early speed. Miracle of Love not far away. Rifling's right up there with Californian. Purveyor in that bunch. Azula just behind them early. Felix the Scatter within reason. They're heading forward, but they are wide. Then King Colorado, followed by Tannhauser, Solidify. Then came Safrado, Chrysor, Miss Jolene. Out to second last was Make a Call and Chevron as last. Along the back, 1100 left to run. Snapback raced away with a clear lead in the middle stages. Within reason, second. Felix the Scat third. They got across to be near the rail. They run this at a good gallop. Purveyor in fourth and Miracle of Love is in fifth. Then came Azula. She's off the speed today outside of Californian, followed by Trifling, and then came Congregation in a strung out affair at the halfway mark. Then King Colorado, followed by Tannhauser. He's back 10 lengths off the lead. Then Solidify Safrado. A long way back coming to the turn was Chrysor. With that as Miss Jolene. And the last pair was Chevron and Make a Call. Up to the turn now. 500 left to run of the Atkins, and Snapback has set a heady speed. Turns in front from within reason. 3 wide, Felix the Scat. Getting up to the inside, Purveyor. Then Californian, Miracle of Love and Trifling. King Colorado. Here comes Tannhauser. He thunders down the centre of the track. Safrado winding up. Miss Jolene and Chrysor even deeper. It's still Snapback defying the challenges. King Colorado all of a sudden pounces. Miracle of Love comes at the pair. Wide at Tannhauser, Miss Jolene. 100 left to run. And King Colorado shot to the lead for Mara and Eustace and wins the Atkins. Beats Miracle of Love. Photo third, Tannhauser possibly from Miss Jolene. Followed then by Snapback. Then came Safrado, Chrysor, Congregation, Purveyor, Solidify, Azula, then Chevron, Californian, Wellback, Trifling. Out towards the tail was Felix the Scat, and within reason, last of all.
Gee, I hope you followed Richo there. That was his roughie of the JJ Atkins, and what a pick it was. He was superb. He's a star, isn't he? Comes from Kembla Grange to here to win. And Mara and Eustace get to 11. They get to where James Cummings is at and one behind Chris. No 150 today. The filly was superb. Richo, just take a bow, son.
Well, what about this colt, Bruce? You would know better than anyone. A son of Kingman. How important that is for Australian breeding. He is a superstar stallion over in Europe, and that is some win. Just the way that he was able to win and accelerate away at Kembla Grange. I know Kembla Grange maiden to a Group 1. It's unbelievable the transition that they've made, the Mar Eustace team, and Jason Collett gave him a peach, Lizzie.
Yeah, and he even improved not only from those runs, but his trials, he improved into his first up performance and continued to improve. And that's what they've been able to do, improve him into a Group 1, which is quite remarkable. There's some good runs in behind. This is going to be a good form race moving forward. That's a unbelievable performance from Miracles of Love. She's probably not as furnished as King Colorado at this stage, but she's also gone through the stakes race and then won at Doomben recently and has run second in a Group 1.
So the Quinella, third start in a race for both of them. Both coming off just 2 starts. Kingman's now got about 63 stakes winners and half a dozen, now 7 Group 1 winners. He is one of the big stars. I'm with you, Lizzie, and I think Richo too. I just feel like this race is going to shape a lot of things going forward in Australian racing.
Yeah, and 10.
Dual winner Rough Habit, who in 1992 lugged 58.5 kilos, making him the only horse in 30 years to carry more than 56 to victory.
Habit's flying in the rails. Rough Habit moved up, grabbed the lead, and he's won the straight road. What a performance! Rough Habit.
In 1997, Dame Ripper won the Strat.
Dame Ripper wins the Strat Race.
The same year, she claimed Cox Plate glory.
Dame Ripper the mare, a boil over in the Cox Plate. Dame Ripper wins nearly a length on the line.
Black Piranha in 2010 was the last back-to-back winner.
And Black Piranha's flashing down the outside. They hit the line. Oh, Black Piranha.
While Impending was the last 3-year-old to win in 2017.
Impending, race up, hit the lead, and won the Stradbroke.
In recent years, the race has had high-profile victors, including 5-time Group 1 winner Santa Ana Lane in 2018.
Santa Ana Lane for the Stradbroke. Santa Ana Lane by 2 lengths.
Followed by Trekking in 2019.
All Trekking for the Blue Army. And Trekking's won the Stradbroke 2 lengths by zone.
Won the race.
I'm so staggered by this. So you would think that the champions, and there've been some absolute champions that have been a short price favourite. You think about Scalacci. So Rough Habit was able to do it. The Mighty Emancipation. Look at those odds. And just look in recent years, $11, $12, $14, $14, $20, $11, $12, $31, $26. Unbelievable.
Lizzie, this very famous race. Rothfire came from an outside draw of 16 to run third last year. This year, Queensland's favourite has to come from the extreme outside.
Yeah, and 57 kilos. It makes it so tough. So Meets Think About Place. He's an absolute steal at that.
Yeah, he loves the 1400 metres as well. And this is the guy that had the flashing light on him. He was hitting the line absolutely brilliantly last time out when he ran second in the Kingsford Smith Cup. He looks to have taken. Now, this is the guy that I think they've all got to beat. He's Richo's on-top selection as well. I had a look at him in the stalls, Bruce. He is definitely come on because his attitude and the way that he presented, but I was happy to see him up and about in the yard. He went round to the gates.
The ground, as opposed to being dry. Gee, this guy I think will run really well. K-Mac wide barrier. I think that forces their hand.
South Australian form, the next two fillies.
Well, it's quite incredible that Royal Merchant which was an amazing performance, but I cast my memory back to when she ran against Sunshine in Paris. He's an enormous horse, but not only that, he's been revitalised from the Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott stable.
No doubt about that. And we really just... we're the tip of the iceberg, aren't we, on race day? This market's been open for months and punters have been jumping into different horses along the way. Think About It has been the most popular over the past 3 weeks or so, and that's certainly continued again today, but only occupies 28% of the hold. So I expected from $3.20 we'd go out. We've actually gone the other way into 3. Don't be surprised if we see a drift. 3.10 as we speak. Nice of the boys not to make a liar of me. Hawaii 5.0 at $5. Converge at $7. Cardinal Gem is the equal second best backed runner in the race. Ruthless of money held. We've got Think About It, a Cardinal Gem, Hawaii 5.0, and then Aft Cabin. You win some, you lose.
And down. There's nothing like this race in Queensland. You can't manufacture it. It's real. It's been here for 130 runnings today. And
Light is on. They're set. Ready to break from the gates. Racing. Great start of the Stradbroke. Scalapini flew out with Gentleman Roy. Rothfire out wide, coming across steadily, and Hawaii 5.0 settling in fourth. Not far away soon after the start was Paleza Pan, then Chain of Lightning. Followed by Cardinal Gem and TikTok Queen Men Surf Dancer. Think About It. Midfield and a bit deep, followed by Ruthless Dame. Near the inside, Superstorm, then Valana. Royal Merchant Converge fourth last in the first call. Then 11.11 half Cabinet. Holyfield is last. 12 lengths top end to tail. 8.50 left to Rana. And Gentleman Roy used Barry wonderful advantage. Leads Rothfire by 3/4. Hawaii 5.0 sitting pretty in third. Scalapini fourth. Chain of Lightning fifth and Exposed 3 wide. TikTok Queen sixth the rail. Then Paleza Pad. Think About It travelling 3 wide but with cover. Valana right on his back. Then Surf Dancer. Cardinal Gem in that bunch and then came Superstorm. Followed by Aft Cabin. A long way back Ruthless Dame and Royal Merchant with work to do. Then 11.11 Converge. Trying to thread the needle and Holyfield turned in last. They're in the straight of the Stradbroke. Gentleman Roy Rothfire. Hawaii 5.0 bursting between the pair. Chain of Lightning joining in. And here comes Think About It. Descending down the centre of the track. Rothfire, the Queen's now to reach the lead. Think About It's got it. Is there anything coming from the back? Not at this stage. Think About It goes for home. Permanent riding high. You get boy. Think About It. The favourite run the Straddy. Big Rothfire. Hawaii 5.0. Ruthless Dame. Then Paleza Pan, Chain of Lightning. Followed by Converge. TikTok Queen. Half Cabin. Valana. then Royal Merchant, Gentleman Roy, Cardinal Gem, Wellback Surf Dancer, then Scalapini, Holyfield, Superstorm, and 11-11 is last over the line, the favourite.
Yes, wins the Stradbroke. It's getting bigger and better, isn't it? He's won 7 consecutive races. He's got a couple of Group 1s to his name. That's a big winning margin for him, Lizzie. He doesn't put more than a length on too many. Rothfire was magnificent. He's now been placed into an Hawaii 5-0, runs a bottler. It's the perfect ending to the brilliant build-up. Lizzie, you've been with him a long time. Well done, young lady.
Very proud of him. He's such an amazing horse. I mean, I actually was speaking to Jamie Walter about his story and where he's come from. And he actually had a tendon injury when he was a 2-year-old and he was turned out for 12 months. And they forgot about him. They said, you know what? Is he ever going to come back? And as soon as he came back into the stable, he spent some time at Emran Park. There was really positive signs there. And Joe said, as soon as he came back, he said, we knew we had something special. I don't know how special, but we knew we had a nice horse. What do I take out of that? Patient with these horses. He never raced until he was a 3-year-old. And then he's built up his career. And what they've been able to do, they're going to reap the rewards. He's now going to an Everest after going out a dual Group 1 winner.
And if they didn't go towards the Everest, I'm convinced that he'd be a miler plus and he might even be a Cox Plate horse. Maybe that's for the following season because he's a son of So You Think. He is an incredible young horse. And Bruce, you summed it up. Cox Plate winners, when they stand at stud, produce really good horses.
Absolutely. And So You Think. And you think of what's happened in Queensland over the last 4 weeks, Giga Kick and Think It Over, when we think to the Spring and the Everest and all of those things. But for Joe Pride, he's a young master. We know that for Sam Clipperton in this beautiful journey, even the patience and the love and the affection. He's a dual Group 1 winner. He's the star of the Queensland winter. He's the numero uno. He's in the Everest right up to those beautiful ears of his. We're going to hear from all the...
Maybe late at night to a Bunnies game or something, but not to a race. So that was it was amazing. The build up inside, so much, felt like a lot of pressure. And I'm pretty good with pressure normally, but it just felt so intense all week. A Stradbroke favourite, sort of didn't sit that well with me, but he deserved to be favourite and he showed why today.
All through the West Order.
Can't do much more, can you? So, yeah, I can't wait to give him a break because I know he's going to improve significantly when he gets back.
So exciting for you.
Around there, but we're seeing 225. So don't be surprised if there's a short and late with Opal Ridge. Roots at $9.50. September run at $12. We had $23 available. That was snapped up pretty quickly. Has drifted a couple of points today. Revolutionary Miss 13 to 12 late. Tycoon EV $14, and then Comrade Rosa and Co. at 15 or more. A Katarina always attracts a bit of interest.
Ready to jump in the last. Started with the button. Racing now. Opal Ridge, one of the last out. Tycoon Evie began well. Nothing really rushing towards the front. I can see Mirror Vision showing speed. Salatine's up there with Juan Diva as well, and Comrade Rosa not far away. Now he's going forward at Opal Ridge in the early stages as they just canter around that first bend. There's no tempo at all. Followed by Revolutionary Miss, and then came Roots drifting back with Promise of Success. She's all class in that bunch. Then came September Run. A long way back was Fine Point, and out towards the tail was a Katarina with Aureus Angel. Down the side, 700 metres left to run. Mirror Vision stacks them up. Leads Salatine and 3 out Juan Diva. Tycoon Evie fourth the inside. Comrade Rosa fifth one off. He's peeling 4 wide on Opal Ridge now. He's right up there, but he's covering ground. Then Revolutionary Miss, Promise of Success off the track. Roots is hunting along the rail. Then Fine Point, she's all class. Aureus Angel, September Run, more profits. And a Katarina is last. In the straight, the sprint goes on. Mirror Vision leads from Salatine on the outside. Opal Ridge given a 10. Good and Proper comes after the leaders. And then came Juan Diva and Comrade Rosa. Opal Ridge, hands and heels, is narrowly in front. Comrade Rosa is going with it. Mirror Vision is battling away. Opal Ridge with a battle on its hands. Comrade Rosa in front, down to the line. Comrade Rosa, vetoed Opal Ridge. Photo third. Roots driving through. She's all class, not far away. Aureus Angel out deeper. They're followed then by Mirror Vision, then Fine Point, Salat.
Well, there's nothing wrong with their form. And what about for Tony Gollan, the premier trainer in Queensland? A treble on Stradbroke Handicap Day. He's had a fabulous day. Ryan Maloney had weight problems. We knew, though, his Stradbroke ride. He gets the last. Opal Ridge did a mighty job. The winner, by the way, Linda Hardy and Graham Hardy, great for them. They put so much into racing all around Australia. We always like to see those colours win. So she's a quality filly. There's no question about that, or mare. The emergency will converge. You know, I'm not surprised she ran well. She was super last up, and that was a really good effort. So some runs to come out of all of that. I wouldn't be going off Opal Ridge for the Tatt's Tiara. No. She needs cover. She needs a run. Joe Pride's not far away. Of course, we're going to go to Sandown for the last there. It's been some sort of a day when you think about it and what's happened here today. And
as always, the plan was to get everyone up here to Royal Ascot and Ascot and, enjoy the experience in just some place. And
A scintillating King's Stand Stakes. It's been a race that the Australians have made their own in the past, and we've got two really good runners. Coolangatta obviously is the favoured one, and it looks to be a really hotly...
Attention now to race number 3 on the card. It's the Group 1 King's Stand Stakes. Of course, this race was the race that Nature Strip won last year, and it's a race that has been so great to Australians over the years, and we're fortunate enough this year to have two representatives in Cannonball and Coolangatta. We'll touch on Coolangatta first of all. He's been slightly easy in the market, $4.40 out to $4.60, but still majority of the hold, 100 respectively, just in the last few moments. But the favourite is Highfield Princess, England's great hope here. She's been well supported. We've seen 11 cents, so had market support, 31 into 50. Brazzel's also had market support, 31 into $15. And now you're getting...
Field is now set to go for the King's Stand Stakes. Stand by for a start. Coolangatta over on the far side, a little bit edgy, and away they go. She jumped okay, Coolangatta, with also Twilight gleaming her inside, and Highfield Princess up the middle is also blazing a strong trail, a length and a half. Happy Romance, Bradsell, Marshman, and out deeper on the track, Cannonball is going to lead a little splinter group here on the outside. So Cannonball led Dramatized, and also Vad Dream over on the outside, and the group over on the far side, Highfield Princess led the race from Bradsell. Coolangatta also on the inside of those, Twilight Gleaming, followed by Marshman Moonister. Desert Cop behind them, Mitbahi as well back in the field with Equilateral. Highfield Princess on the outside of Bradsell. They were followed by Coolangatta under pressure, a length and a half away to Marshman, but taking the lead is Bradsell for Holly Doyle, led by a length and a half to Highfield Princess, and they were followed by Anaf, who's running a huge race. Highfield Princess is coming again. Bradsell's about a half length in front, and Holly Doyle's got it. Bradsell has won the King's Stand from Highfield Princess, but they did drift very wide. Enough behind those horses. Photo for fourth. Twilight Calls behind them. Razel has run a bit of a race, and they were followed next out wider on the track by Cannonball. Mitbahi's finished back behind those horses. Towards the middle of the ruck then was Existent. Desert Cop was well back. Coolangatta, I reckon she's run about 10th. And towards the back, Moonister and Happy Romance and Fat Dream. Bradsell is the winner, trained by Archie Watson. Has just drifted out under pressure in the final 100 metres. Third up from a spell. Bradsell is the winner, and a surprised winner. The punters aren't having...
Is Henry Field. He's alongside Richo.
Wonderful to see Henry Field from Newgate, the build up towards Artorias, mate. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's an interesting race because it's
Artorias. Of course, there's a big group in Tassie. I've just got a text saying cheering for him, but all of Australia as well. Artorias, $4.60 out to $5. Mixed reports, but the word here today is that he's right on song for the race. The other Aussies, just quickly, Astrologist at $31. And Cannonball on the back up after disappointing in the King's Stand at 61. Now, new favourite, Highfield Princess, also on the back up from the King's Stand, $6.50 into $3.80. Kinross for Frankie.
To how you've seen him previously parade in Sydney.
He's parading pretty much the same. I have only seen him a small amount of times, but most recently I have a
sensation with Coerta Pierre, French bred, but Spanish trained by Delta Sanchez, who runs races in France. It is a wonderful occasion in front of 80,000 people here at Royal Ascot. Was very keen to look forward to this moment all week. As Cardem goes up, the Jubilee Stakes. 3 Australians. Good luck to all of them. They are ready. Set to go. Barrier 8, Artorias. Racing now. Artorius jumped away pretty well. Art Power away fast. Cawerda Pierre, the astrologist, broke very quickly. And the American Big Invasion, Sacred just behind them. And Kinross out wider on the track. Highfield Princess is going to lead the division out here with Art Power. And then came Artorius, who is a little bit closer. Then came Emirati, Anna the outer. Back behind them, Sondrine and Elsa Hale. And there's one riderless in the run. There's one riderless here. And at this stage of the game, I think it's Cannonball, because I can't see Cannonball. The astrologist, the leader, heading down towards the 3 furlong marker, led by a length and a half. 2 in second place, Cawerda Pierre, Kinross, Big Invasion, Sacred. Over on this side, it's Highfield Princess leading. Artorius dug along at this stage from Sondrine, and then came Art Power. The astrologist running a race, 300 yards left to go with Sacred and Kinross. Highfield Princess down the outside, and they were followed next in the field by Cardem, who's coming through, but it's the mare Sacred leading Cardem. Highfield Princess the outside, 100 yards left to go. Cardem and Sacred, Cardem in the middle. Cardem for Jamie Spencer beat Sacred. Highfield Princess. Artorius fourth, the astrologist fifth, the Coup de Pierre, and next in the field then was Kinross pulling up quickly. Out wide Elsa Hale, and then came Wellington. Also Sondrine in the pull-up. Rohan has finished a long way back, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be Cannonball that's lost Daniel Tudhope down there at the start. So that's disappointing for the Australian connections, but it's Cardem, the gelding by Dark Angel. But Charles Hills, Jamie Spencer has taken out the Jubilee Stakes. Cardem is the winner. It's going to be another roughie, another long shot win at Royal Ascot, bowling them out. Tom Marquand with Sacred's run a huge race, was beaten 1 length in it last year, and she's got a little bit closer. Artorius hit that flat spot, has run on okay, but has been in the end a big run. The astrologist, what a performance with Damien Lane running better than expected. But it's going to be Cardem.
Goodbye at $5.50. King Kappa there on the third line. Quantico's had some good backing. $8.50 to 8, now back to $9. Rangers at $10. RNT at 21. Vesper team, we got some money early there, but that's dried up. And there is some specking for Mashani Sniper at...
Watch for the favourite, drawn run on the outside. Racing. Prince of Boom began quite well. He'll use his natural speed to dash forward. Shaquiro fast away. Emerald Kingdom showing speed. So is King Kappa. So is Contemptuous. So no easy lead for Prince of Boom. He's 3 and 4 wide, but surging on. The Big Goodbye about 6th away. Then Rangers, followed by Mashani Sniper. Then came Brereton. RNT, Quantico. A long way back was Simply Fly, Vespertine and Salatina's last. They're spread out over plenty of real estate. 700 left to run. He works his way to the front, Prince of Boom, but he's gone hard to get there. King Kappa went up to second. Emerald Kingdom in third. Contemptuous has slotted into a good spot mid-race fourth. The Big Goodbye tracking them fifth to the turn. Then Shaquiro, Rangers, Mashani Sniper, followed by Quantico, then Brereton, Vespertine, Simply Fly, RNT and Salatine whips them in. Fully homeward bound and Prince of Boom, 60 kilos in all, is currently a leader and a clear leader. King Kappa can't get him as yet, then Contemptuous. The Big Goodbye emerges, then Mashani Sniper. Prince of Boom, 1-2 with the Shillelagh, is well clear of the Healy. Can he see out the last 100? They're starting to come, but it's going to be too late. Too late, boys. Prince of Boom, another Group 1. Busted in, beat the Big Goodbye, Quantico and Rangers. Then Shaquiro, Vespertine, RNT, followed by Mashani Sniper, Salatine.
Holy dooly, this guy is a tough customer, isn't he? Prince of Boom for Tim Clark. He gets a treble. And another nice win on board Prince of Boom for Robert Heathcote, who had to do all the work to cross from the wide gate and settle on speed as he likes to do. And in the straight, you thought, well, you got a tyre. You burnt too much petrol, but that is not the case.
No, I think he was tiring late to have got across, used him up, but still have held up enough to be able to get him home and win.
Some kind of rider is Tim Clark. So Quantico flashes home for third, which would make you happy yet again, Evos. But Eagle Farm is the host of the last Group 1 of the season. It is the Tatt's Tiara, and here are the contenders.
Them on track today, and best of luck to them. Best supported runner in the race, 31% of the hold, and about 2.2 times more than the next best backed runner in the race, which is Chain of Lightning. $11 into $7.50. Splitting those, we have Ruthless Dame. Well, I wouldn't say friendless, but I wouldn't say the money reflects the firm, $5.50 into $4.80 with Tab. fixed odds. Foxy Frida at $8, Shalo at $9.50, Comrade Rosa at $18, a Drifter out from $14. Electric Girl had some specking early. That seems to have dried up today. Roots at $21 and even more the remainder. I'll leave you to read through those. If you think with this race that there are a few you like or you haven't got a handle on it, maybe.
They're set. Racing. Great line out. She's All Class, who missed it by 3 lengths. Showing great early speed in the early stages was Chain of Lightning. Coming away well too was Lady of Honor. Pan, nice and handy, and making light work of the wide gate. Electric Girl settling in 4th. Followed then by Mirror Vision, and then came Brute's Comrade Rosa. Excellent in that bunch, Opal Ridge, about midfield on the rail, followed by Tycoon Evie, Ruthless Dame. Then came She's All Class Kiku. A long way back was Shalo with Charm Me Baby, Foxy Frida. Out towards the tail, and Revolutionary Miss is Stow Motherless last. I'd say the speed's only fair. Lady of Honor controls it. Half a mile left to run, leads Chain of Lightning by 3/4. Electric Girl 3rd, Pan 4th, and Mirror Vision doing it tough, 5th and 3 wide. Roots behind that trio, Comrade Rosa 7th the rail, then Excelina, Tycoon Evie, followed by Opal Ridge, about 6 off them at the 600 metres. Ruthless Dame on a wide course, but moving forward, then Kiku. She's All Class, Revolutionary Miss Shalo, Foxy Frida, a Charming Baby, turned in last. By the 400 metres, Lady of Honor, tackled by Chain of Lightning on the outside. Electric Girl getting up nearer the inside, then Pan, Mirror Vision, Roots putting in a strong runner, wider on the track, Ruthless Dame, Revolutionary Miss, the widest runner. Nolan is riding hard on Chain of Lightning, currently with a break. Pan emerges from the ruck. Roots are still there. Chain of Lightning. Pan drove in it. Pan took the lead down the way. What a swan song. It beat home Roots. Shalo, not sure about 4th. Foxy Frida zooming home. Chain of Lightning peaking. And then Opal Ridge. They're followed by Excelina, Comrade Rosa. Then Lady of Honor, She's All Class. Well back Revolutionary Miss, Mirror Vision, Electric Girl. And the tail end is Ruthless Dame, Charm Me Baby, Tycoon Evie, and Kiku.
Extraordinary story for horse, for trainer, and for jockey. Pan wins the Tatt's Tiara for Chris Month. He was an amazing jockey, many Group 1s to his name as a jockey, but this, his first as a trainer for Kyle Wilson-Taylor, also his first Group 1. And for this mare, on her final day of racing, she gets the Group 1 as well.
So many good storylines, aren't there, across jockeys, trainers, and horses. So well deserved by Pan. When they jumped, she was a little bit wide, but Carl Wilson-Taylor was able to take a breath, think things through, and he was able to slot back in and get some cover, and that was crucial. Uninterrupted run up the straight. She's closed it off well. She brought that strong Group 1 form through the Stradbroke in behind Think About It, and has delivered that to the Tatt's Tiara today. And look at that celebration. That's going to be some moment to remember for Carl Wilson-Taylor, his first Group 1 win, and to do it in the final Group 1 of the season with a trainer who hasn't had a Group 1 either. What a special day.
Celebrations will be of epic proportions this evening, but for a mare who's been sold to Mr. Yoshida at Northern Farm, she'll go over there and start her life as a mum in future months. Congratulations to all connections.
It's probably a race you want to watch a couple of times too, because there was a couple of horses that perhaps didn't get the runs.
One winning trainer and a Group 1 winning jockey. For a mare who's been sold to Mr. Yoshida at Northern Farm, she'll go over there and start her life as a mum in future months. Congratulations to all connections.
It's probably a race you want to watch a couple of times too, because there was a couple of horses that perhaps didn't get the runs when they needed. Shalo was one of those, and I really think
for a mare who's been sold to Mr. Yoshida at Northern Farm, she'll go over there and start her life as a mum in future months. Congratulations to all connections.
It's probably a race you want to watch a couple of times too, because there was a couple of horses that perhaps didn't get the runs when they needed. Shalo was one of those, and I really think